Welcome to Seneca Indians Football, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. This is your home for every sack, interception, and touchdown. Now let's join Seth Wilson, Ben Walcott, and Daryl Harbaugh live on location.
Good evening and welcome to Seneca Indian Football here on the KNEO Sports Network. I'm Seth Wilson. We're at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium getting ready for the kickoff of the 2024 season for Seneca Indians. It's week one. We've been waiting 273 days for this day, and it's here. And I'm sure the Seneca faithful are ready for it. We're ready for it. It's about time to go to get that march back to Columbia going again. We had some showers in the area starting about 3:30, 3:45 this afternoon. Those have moved on out. The sun's starting to come through the clouds. Starting to get a little bit humid now, so that turf should warm up and dissipate any precipitation that's been on the ground, that came on the ground the last few hours. And so it'll be a nice night for football, a nice fall night as the wind should start shifting out of the north a little bit. I'm joined by Ben Walcott and Coach Daryl Harbaugh. And fellas, it's Ben, I know you've been waiting for this day for a while. What do you think are the expectations of the coaches, players, and fans coming into week one of the 2024 season after finishing runner-up last year?
Well, I think the coaches probably have the most tempered expectations out of everybody. I think if you're a Seneca fan, you're hoping for another return trip to Columbia. You understand everybody you lost and some other guys are going to have to step up. But the way Cody has this thing rolling, it's becoming an expectation now to go to Columbia, or maybe not even Columbia, but get to a state quarterfinal. And once you get out of the district, anything can happen. And so it's becoming a little bit of an expectation here to get out of district play and see what you can do to get on the road to Columbia.
Well, 3 years in a row, Coach Elburn now this starts his fourth season, 3 years, 3 district championships. They hadn't won a district championship for several years prior to him coming here. So he's really set the bar high. Each year he's climbed an extra game into the playoff system, starting out with a quarterfinal berth, then a semifinal berth, and then getting to the state championship game last year, falling just short to Park Hill Central in that state championship game on Columbia back in December of 2023. Coach, we get to start another season at home. You've played here, you've coached here. What's it like to grow up, to be in the Seneca faithful, to grow up, be a player, be a coach for the Seneca Indian Football Club?
Well, what I've always told everybody is this: you talk about peer pressure. It's not the coaches yelling and screaming at you. It's all the fans, all the ex-players that have been here that are watching their position on the field, and if you miss a block or something, they're yelling at you. They know the block. They know what you're supposed to do. It's the expectations from the fans down to the kids on the sideline. It's different than any place I've ever been, and they know exactly what those kids are going through right now. I know exactly what they're going through. You know, it's always the first of the season. It's always amped up. You say Cody set the bar high. Hey, Cody set the bar exactly where he wants it.
Yeah.
And those kids know it.
Yeah.
And those kids have got to, they want to live up to that.
And you talk about him setting, maybe it's probably set before Cody got here. Coach Hodge back in the 80s, and then Coach Lawson before him, and then Coach Fowler before him. So there's an expectation of winning whenever you come to Seneca football. I think we've had, 6 state runner-ups, 2 state championships. I believe that's correct. 6. I know we've had several state runner-ups, something like that for sure. The very first one was a state runner-up. Very first state championships held in Missouri was a state runner-up, I believe, in 68 or 69. But the expectation is to win.
Yeah, when you're a kid here growing up and you're playing football and all this stuff like that, it's very simple. There's a thing called you playing Seneca football, and you find that out when you're a pee-wees growing up, and the way you're supposed to play, and through junior high and into high school, you're playing Seneca football. This is what you're doing to do. You don't have a choice what you're going to do, and expectations are high. Is you play the game right, you play it, all out, tough, physical style football. That's what we like to play here. That's what the fans like. That's what all the ex-players expect the kids on the field to do.
Well, kind of a comparison to professional league. You hear about the St. Louis Cardinals. It's the Cardinal way of how you do things right. You have you approach the game with professionalism, you approach it with tenacity, intensity, and you get after things like you're supposed to do. And Seneca has that tradition of getting after things on a Friday night underneath the lights. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back. We'll have more of the pregame show for you. Countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
And we welcome you back here on the KNEO Sports Network. We're about 37 minutes from the first kickoff of the 2024 season. We left off talking about the history of Seneca, tradition of winning and playing the game with tenacity. Last week we were able to watch a little bit of the tenacity, probably not as much as what we'll see tonight, but we got to see it a little bit last week as Seneca traveled to Joplin for the Jamboree with Webb City Joplin in the Mar course. Seneca did not play against Lamar last week, and neither did Webb City and Joplin face off against each other since they're conference foes. But Seneca is always up to the challenge of much bigger schools, as they were last week. They're able to rise up and put some nice plays together on both sides of the ball. Yeah, you got a small sample size. It's a Jamboree. You can't take a whole lot away from that night, but they have some kinks to work out. I'm sure they worked on them this week. They just were able to get out there and hit against somebody else that wasn't their own teammate, against another team that didn't consist of their own players to get ready for this week one. Ben, what are some things Seneca fans might notice that's a little bit different from last year's runner-up team to this year's team in the offensive side of the ball?
Well, at least early on, I think you won't see as many explosive plays. I think they're going to try and plod their way down the field. Seneca has always been a run-first team, but they're going to have to rely on that offensive line heavily through these first couple weeks as those skill guys get themselves adjusted to the speed of playing varsity. So you may not see, as high-scoring games. Seth will talk about that later, but you may not see the 50 or 60 points kind of like what Seneca was able to put up at the beginning of last year.
You talk about those skill guys gone. Backfield, Jackson Mars played 2.5 years, really starting 3 years basically as a running back in the backfield. Gavin Hu, 2-year starter. Morgan Vaughn, 2 years. 2 years at the H-back position. Then you had Ethan Altick at the wideout, Blake Kern at the wideout. There's a lot of speed that is gone from the Seneca offense, and so those guys have to step up, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit more, but it's going to be a little bit of a different look. Ben mentioned a little bit heavily relying on the offensive line, and Coach Hilburn will talk about that in his coach's show here in just a little bit, but it's going to look a little bit different from what it was last year. Coach, defensively, they held Joplin to 1 score, Webb to 2 scores. Outside of a couple pass interference penalties on defense, they held their own against those Class 5 and Class 6 schools. Same question about the differences between last year's defense and this year's defense, the squad that's out there on the field this year, the 11 out there on the defensive side of the football. What's the difference fans are going to notice this year?
Well, you've already mentioned the fact that the speed there, we lost a lot of speed. We've got a lot of speed, too, in the young kids. But here's the problem with it is those kids that have just graduated were 2 and maybe 3-year starters. You're looking at a bunch of young kids coming in there, sophomores, juniors, maybe some seniors, that are trying to fill those spots that don't have the experience yet. And Morgan and Gummit, we've got Olson playing linebacker, and Kai Adams has stepped in at linebacker.
Ryan Owens.
And Ryan Owens has stepped in at linebacker. I'm sorry. They've got to get some games under their belt. They're very capable kids.
Well, they're green right now.
They're green.
Yeah,
we've got to have some experience on them. We can't rely on the experience of those kids from last year. And it might take a few games to get their feet underneath them and where they're more comfortable while they're being out here on the Friday night.
Well, the great thing is, too, those guys that graduated last year on the defensive side of the ball and offensive side of the ball, these guys have gone up against them in practice. So you have the old mentality of iron sharpening iron.
Right.
That's what happened last year. You mentioned that back in, I think, 1974 or 75 when the 1s and the 2s were solid. I mean, they didn't have to switch over. Nobody playing both ways because they were so deep. But those guys that are gone, Blake Hearn came in as a junior playing free safety, did an excellent job, got his feet wet. He hadn't played football in a couple years. Eli Olson, his junior year, starting at defensive back, and people try to go after him, and that dude, just everything that came his way, he just ate up and put him down on the ground as soon as they thought they were going to be able to go after him. Somebody who reminds me of Eli Olson, Hunter Haynes. Hunter Haynes is about 5'7", 5'8", not the biggest body out there, but he plays with a lot of heart and knows how to play the game right.
We've got some speed on defense. We've just got to be able – they've got to have the experience to get there, and I think you're going to see it tonight. I don't think we're slow on defense, but making the right keys at the right time, that's what they're going to have. That's the experience you need on that linebacking core and then that secondary core.
Well, you talk about Hunter Haynes. You noticed it a little bit last week. He got picked on a little bit just because of his size, so I could see that happening early on until he can prove that he can check guys down. They may throw some one-on-one balls on him.
Oh, yeah, when we went to state in 2013, we had Ethan Dorland out there corner, and not the biggest kid, but everybody wanted to pick on him. And he had to graduate through that year, and he's one of the main reasons we got there because at the end of the year, they couldn't pick on him anymore.
And you had to go somewhere else, and that kind of helps dictate the flow of how a game's going to go, how an opposing coach is going to call his offense. If there's a guy, hey, we can't get around this guy. He's a great open field tackler. He sheds blockers, or he takes on a couple different blockers and allows the linebackers to fill in or the safety to fill in. We're going to have to go someplace else.
Yeah, we get, the defensive line has got to be able to make their keys and hold their position down and cover their gap, whatever their gap may be, whether you're slant strong, slant weak, whatever that may be. Don Brown's got to be a force on the inside, just like Bigby was last year.
All right, we're going to take a 60-second break here. We'll come back and have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
There are over 7.5 billion people on our planet. Hard to believe that anybody would feel lonely, but maybe that's exactly how you feel. Well, Billy Graham has good news.
Jesus believed in the worth of the individual, and Jesus spent most of his time with individuals, not just great crowds. The Bible teaches that God loves you as an individual, and greater love hath no man than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. And the Lord Jesus Christ died on the cross, and while he was on the cross, he was thinking about you, because he was God. He could look down the centuries and call you by name on that cross and say, I love you, I will forgive you if you will come to me.
That's right, God loves you, and he's waiting for you with open arms. Learn more at findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And welcome back to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. We're 30 minutes away from the start of this 2024 season. The Indians going up against the Wildcats of Cassville to kick things off here tonight under Friday Night Lights. Last year, after the state championship games were over, the all-state teams were released. That's something we didn't get to go through as they come after out a couple weeks after the season's over with, after all the state championship games have been played. We didn't get to go over those on the air, but we certainly want to recognize those players that made the all-state team last winter. Jackson Marsh, first-team running back. Brian Bigby, first-team offensive tackle. Blake Kern at defensive back, Morgan Vaughn at linebacker. Gavin Hoover was elected second-team athlete. Ethan Altick, third-team wide receiver. Jace Renfro on the offensive line, third team. And Nolan Napier, third-team defensive end. So 6 players who made All-State last year gone. Now there's some guys that are going to have to step and fill those shoes that have graduated. Also in the academic All-State, just as important, if not more important, Nolan Napier, Ryan Owens, Brody Probert, Jace Renfro, Drew Sherwood, and Caden Klaus all made the academic All-State team for football last year. So I want to give those guys a shout-out for their accolades. And speaking of shout-outs, got a new segment this year. Just talking about during the last break. Hopefully we didn't have a hot mic. I didn't ruin the surprise there. But Southwest Shout-Outs, a new segment this year. We're going to bring you Southwest Shout-Outs. It's where we'll bring you news about football in the state of Missouri, whether it's from a previous week's scoreboard or some other records that are being broken throughout the season. So we can find something like that coming from the Southwest Missouri area, and we'll shout it out if it happens in St. Louis or Northeast Missouri or wherever. This week is the district assignments released this morning by the state of Missouri by MSHA, Missouri State High School Activities Association. Seneca staying in Class 3, kind of expected that. District 6 paired with Aurora, Forsyth, Reed Spring, Hollister, East Newton, and, of course, Cassville in there as well. Gone from our district is Mount Vernon. They're in District 5 now, so if Seneca gets through the district, Mount Vernon gets through district, they'll face each other in the quarterfinals. Guys, what's your first takes at seeing who Seneca's paired up with in the district this year?
They always throw a curveball or two on you, and this year is definitely one of those situations because everybody was expecting Mount Vernon to be part of the district, and they're not. So I'm not sure who's happier with that, Mount Vernon or Seneca. But you look at it, you got your Big 8 schools. You have your former Big 8 schools as well. But, Daryl, if you're looking at this, I mean, I would have to think Forsyth and maybe Cassville are probably the 2 top teams besides Seneca in this district. Wherever Daryl went.
We might have lost him to the crowd.
I'm sorry.
There he is.
I was down here checking with my brother-in-law on something. Guys, I'm sorry.
We were just talking about the districts, how they seeded up this year.
Yeah, it was kind of strange that they put Mount Vernon so far over there to the east, but I guess that's just the way it goes. Maybe they had a shorter trip east than maybe Reed Springs.
Yeah.
But
Raleigh or St. James, I believe is in their district. They sit at mile marker 199. Mount Vernon sits at about 45-ish. So they got to travel 150 miles. If my math's correct. I mean, it's been a while since I've done some math, some simple addition and subtraction, but that's a long way to go. Even though it's all interstate, you got to go through Springfield and everything else. So you're looking at 2.5 hours just for your district if you have to go on the road.
Sorry, Dal. The thing is, I mean, you think about it, though. I mean, I think these guys are used to it, at least for Friday night lights, because you think about just the way district alignment, for the Big 8, and I don't know if you're going to talk about this later, it contracted, so there's 9 teams. But you think about the COC, how they expanded. Carthage has to go to Waynesville. Webb City's in Lebanon tonight. And Seneca had those trips for the past 6 years. And so all these guys are kind of used to those kind of trips on Friday nights.
Well, and CJ now has to play West Plains. Either they come here or they go there. That's a long haul, too, on a Friday night.
And they're going up to Capital City tonight. And some of those other teams, because there's 7 teams, so you got to fill 3 games somehow. You find non-conference games any way you can, and that's kind of the unfortunate thing for some of them.
I actually missed one. Cuba, even further up the road than St. James. Cuba sits at mile marker 208. How do you know all these stuff? I drove that so many times during college. I can tell you just about any town and what mile marker they sit on for their exit, but that's even further. That's a long haul for them. So, I mean, I guess Mish is just trying to mix things up a little bit so you don't have the same district champion over and over and over again. But the teams that are going to win are going to win.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mount Vernon is probably going to be favored in that district.
Yeah.
If I was going to guess anything.
They've got Mountain Grove.
And Stratford.
They weren't bad in Stratford. They weren't bad last year. Now, our district is tough. Let's talk about our district. Forsyth, they're nothing. They were 8-3, I think, last year. They had a couple losses, one to
They actually lost to Stratford.
Lost to Stratford. They beat Stratford also during the regular season, lost to him in the district semifinals. They lost to another power school. Maybe it had been Ava or something.
Fairgrove.
Fairgrove, thank you.
They lost twice to Fairgrove.
Lost to Fairgrove. So
Yeah,
they've got some returning players as well. So that's nothing to be. We can't be overlooking Forsyth. But I'm getting way too far ahead. I'm going to get even further ahead right now. If Seneca gets past their quarterfinals, looking in the semifinals, they'll be playing a team out of District 1 and 2 this year is how the seedings match up. If Park Hill Central is still as good as what they were last year, which I don't think they are, they could potentially be playing Park Hill Central for a semifinal berth to the state championship game.
Yeah, I mean,
that's way too far
I was
away.
going to say, this is something we can talk about. I guarantee Cody's just worried about Cassville because, hey, not only is it week 1, but this does affect district seeding come October, November, because if you're somehow slotted up against them, that head-to-head win comes very important.
And Coach Hilbert, I don't know if he's talked about this during his coaches show, but he told me we talk about those things one day and then we don't talk about them again. We talk about week to week, day by day, 1%. He may have said that in his coaches show. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. Seneca by the numbers. Usually we give a by the numbers stat. Well, obviously we haven't played a game, so let's look back at last year. Last year, Seneca, 637 points scored, setting the record according to what I can find through all the records from Coach Hodges there, everybody else. That's the most points in a season by a Seneca football team ever. That's a lot of points to be putting on the board each and every single, throughout the entire game, throughout the entire season. 4,203 yards of offense, third all-time, for rushing offense. That's third all-time, again, according to the stats that were given to me by Coach Atkins, Coach Hodge. 4,203 yards last year on the ground for the Indians Football Club. That's a lot. And you got to throw in Hoover's. I think he had roughly around 1,700, 2,000 yards passing, somewhere that number last year. So just a remarkable offensive set this Indians team had last year. And
they were dominant until they got to that state championship game, which we don't want to bring up, and you can throw it out the window.
Ben.
Yeah,
that's painful.
Throw it out the window at this point. But they were a very dominant team throughout the year. You think about it. I think of their 14 games, 12 of them the JV guys got in. So they do have some Friday night experience, those JV guys that are having to fill some shoes.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that you're talking about all those stats and stuff like that. Well, the JV, a lot of games were in the third quarter.
Yeah,
third and fourth quarter.
Mercy
making all those. Making all those. A lot of those yards as well.
Well, normally we take a break right here, but I'm going to go ahead and jump right on into the blast from the past because the band is already on the field. They'll be making their way on the field probably here in the next 5 or 6 minutes, I would guess, to play the national anthem. But the blast from the past team, this is something we started, I believe, 2 years ago, going back through the files of Seneca history, Seneca Indian football history, and we've covered almost every single team from the 60s. We've gone back to the 40s or 50s, I believe, as well. But this year we're going to go to a team maybe that didn't probably get quite the accolades that a lot of Seneca football teams did. The team of 1980. That team lost a lot in 1979, lost a lot to graduation. They graduated in the spring of 80. They finished with a record of 4-6, that 1980 football club did. They posted wins over Mount Vernon, 28-0, Cassville, 27-16, Carl Junction, 32-14, and Monette, 14-7. They also had 3 other games that were decided within one score, 8 points or less, losing to Carthage by 4, losing to East Newton by 8, and Lamar by 4. So that was also the last season that Coach Pat Lawson was at the helm for the Seneca Indian football Gritters. The list of all conference players that season were Greg Golden, he is a junior tight end, Steve Whipke, a tackle, Roger Hennedy, a running back, and Troy Surridge as a defensive tackle. Ray Godfrey led the Indians with passing that year. He was 44 of 102 for 771 yards. Kennedy had 165 carries for 961 yards and 9 scores. Kevin Males also had 122 carries for 671 yards and 4 scores. And Golden, mentioned he was an all-conference tight end, had 28 receptions for 469 yards. Coach, that's kind of your era, a little bit after your era, but do you have any thoughts about that 1980 team? Do you remember anything from those guys? Your mic must not be working there. There you are.
Good now?
Yes.
Okay, well, there was a lot of good players on that team. And, yeah, they lost a lot from the year before. But we go down there, and Kevin Males, still lives around here, and his kids and his grandkids are going to be good players and are good players. They understand what it takes to play out here. Roger Hennedy has the tax form down here in town, and I can remember Roger Hennedy because he was a freshman when I was a senior. When I was a senior in PE, Coach Hodge was the coach, and he'd look at me and he'd say, Daryl, he said, you get to choose first on your team, whatever game we were playing in PE. And I'd look at him, I said, I want Roger. I want the Hennedy kid. And Hodge looked at me and he goes, he's a freshman. Why do you want him? I said, he's the best athlete in this school right now. And Tom Hodge looked at me and I said, trust me. Well, yeah, when Roger Hennedy got to be up there playing football his senior year, yeah, he was very good.
And I may have said that incorrect with the second time. It is Hennedy. I think the second time I may have said Kennedy by mistake. Sorry about that. But, yeah, Roger Hennedy.
Yes.
How do you remember these things, Coach, that happened back in the 19s? I don't know. It's amazing.
I can't remember to drop the mail off at the end of the driveway, but I can remember what I shot in a golf tournament. I can remember what the players did down here. A lot of the teams and the players that did down here. It's just things that you like to see and you like to hear and you like watching. The young kids coming up to play.
Well, if it's important to you, usually you'll remember it, and you have those special moments in your life that'll kind of etch in your brain forever, and that's what happens a lot of times with sports. You have those key moments that sit there forever on you. Going to that state championship game was one last year that I'll have for sure. Being able to sit up there in the press box and call that game, definitely a key moment for me. But we want to salute that team from 1980. Certainly maybe their record did not indicate the success that they had and how good of a team they were, but they helped set the pace for the Indians going forward, because the next year Coach Hodge comes in 1981, his first year at the helm for the Indians. We salute this team of 1980, another great team of Seneca's history of tradition, pride, and class. We'll be back with the Coaches Show right after this break.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
You have to trust a lot of things every day. You trust your chair will hold you up when you sit down. You trust the brakes will stop your car when you press the pedal. But what can you trust that'll give you peace and joy in your life? Well, the Bible tells about a famous king who knew the answer to that question.
Solomon had a prescription for all of this. He said, I've tried it all and found that by trusting God, I have an inward peace and happiness.
Billy Graham explains what trusting God looks like.
It means to surrender yourself completely and unreservedly to Christ as Savior, Lord, and Master. That you come to the cross, confess your sins, and by faith receive Christ as your Savior. When Christ is implicitly trusted, a new life begins in the soul of man.
Discover how trusting Jesus Christ can bring you a new life today. Go to our website, findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
It's time for the Cody Hoburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. Now here's Seth Wilson and head coach Cody Hoburn.
Last season, we really didn't get a chance to catch up after the game in Columbia to recap, but I'm sure your team has felt that this year they want to get back up there more. How's that translated to getting back up to Columbia this last offseason, the work and how they've worked during the offseason?
Well, I think each year our kids have approached it the same way, man. They're always excited to get back and work. But yeah, I think last year when you get a taste of playing in the state championship game, it's different, and especially when you don't get the results you want, and to be so close, and you immediately come back and you're just searching for things. What can we do differently? And that's the same way as our coaching staff. What are some things we can tweak that can get us back there for once, and then be able to finish the thing off.
Last year during the offseason, it was a story of you have 4 of your 5 or several skill guys coming back, and you lost 4 of your 5 offensive linemen to graduation. This year, you returned 4 of your 5 offensive line and lost most of your skill guys. You've spoken about how you'll need to hang your hat on those guys up front early in the season and throughout the season. Talk a little bit about the competition up front on the offensive line and what they've been doing this summer.
Yeah, we lost Brian Bigby, which was a huge part of our success last year, but we actually returned 6 guys that started football games for us on the offensive line, which that's a first for me. You go down the line with Lane Scribner and Nolan Napier, Jace Renfro, and Dom Brown. Those are the 4 that kind of finished the season, but you take Diego Amaya that started the first 3 games for us and then was out for the year with the leg injury, and then Landon Commons, when Lane Scribner got hurt, came in and started 4 games for us. So we returned 6 guys that started football games for us up front, which is unheard of. So the competition's been really good. The thing that's been great for us is, and there's some other guys in the mix as well, Brock Pendergraft and Connell Trueluck and probably missing a few other guys. But what's been great for us is good on good all summer long and throughout camp. We've been able to, whatever group we have, 5 on the offensive line, those other 4 go over there on the defensive line. It's a battle, and I think that only makes you better. And if we continue to do that throughout the year, I'm hopeful for what that will bring for us on offense.
You talk about those guys up front, and then the other side goes to the defensive side and does a lot of work for you. Talk about the defense up front. What are those guys doing in the trenches for you? Who are some guys competing for positions?
Yeah, it's a lot of the same guys that we just talked about, but this is probably the most depth we've had on the defensive line since I've been here. We've been kind of handcuffed, and we roll out our 3 or 4 guys, and we roll with them all night, and that's tough to do, especially early in the season when you're still working your conditioning and it's hot outside. But I think we have some depth. Again, Lane Scribner, Hagen Ginger is going to play a lot more defensive end. He's had a much healthier offseason. Brock Pendergraft's done a great job at defensive end as well. And then, we got Nolan Napier coming off a knee injury, and we're lucky to get him back for week 1. He's probably going to be an offensive player early on, but you're talking about a returning all-state defensive end that may not get thrown out there for a couple weeks. So we'll be excited to get him back over there. Then our interior guys, Jace Renfro and Dom Brown, they took a ton of reps last year on that run we made. And then 2 new guys, Kanan Miller, that didn't play as a junior. We moved inside, and he provides kind of a change of pace. He's an athletic kid, weighs 205 pounds, but extremely strong. And then we had to move in Connell Trueluck, that's 6'2", 225, that's got some long arms, and he's done a nice job. So hopefully we're able to roll some guys up front and stay fresh, and that would be a change for us.
Switching gears here, offensively, the skill guys that you lost, the guys coming in there in the skill position have some big shoes to fill. You've lost your leadership in Hoover as a 2-year starter. We saw at the Jamboree a 2-quarterback system with Probert and Klaus, and even a 2 running back system, somewhat to speak, with Miller and Adams. What do you expect now of those guys in the backfield?
Yeah, it's been a unique offseason with the 2 quarterbacks, but what a great situation we're in, because I'm telling you, I couldn't be more comfortable with either of those guys leading our offense. And the nice thing about having 2 of them is both of those guys are going to play defense, and they are very, very valuable for us on defense. And that's kind of what down the stretch here I've told them to put their focus in, is I want to be a very good defensive team, and both of those guys are a huge part of that. And then to be able to come and kind of have a 2-headed monster, they both bring different things to our offense, I think. So we're going to see them both. How that looks from a week-to-week standpoint, I don't know, but I know week 1 that we're going to see them both out there, and when one's fresh, he's going to go while the other one's catching his breath. And it also allows me to talk to the other one on the sideline about some stuff we've seen, and once we get that squared away, to go with him for a little bit. At the running back situation, Roman's been waiting his time behind Jack Mars, and we know what Jack did for us, and Roman's ready to step up and be the guy. But Kai Adams has had a tremendous offseason, and he brings another gear when he comes in the game as well.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is Your Touchstone Energy Partner.
This year, the Big 8 merges back into one conference, no longer the East and West division. Start the season with Cassville this year, who returns a lot of starters from a team a year ago. They have a quarterback back for the third year, a running back that they had. Took considerable strides last year with the ball as a ball carrier for the Wildcats. Who are some players that stand out for them on offense?
Yeah, it definitely starts with their quarterback, a 3-year starter for them. Anytime you have a 3-year starter at quarterback, you feel pretty good about what you can do offensively. He's a kid that can beat you in a ton of different ways. If he gets any space at all, he's extremely athletic and fast, and he's able to create explosive plays. They did some good things in the passing game in the jamboree. The Roark kid caught 2 contested balls, and they obviously feel comfortable throwing the ball up to him and giving him a 50-50 chance. So we know we'll get some of that. But the other thing they do, I think they're better up front, and then they feel really good about their running back situation. I think they've got 4 guys that they can run in there that all present different challenges. So we're going to have to be very sound on the defensive side of the ball to contain them.
We've seen a lot of split back from Coach Clay Weldy's offense in the past, but last fall they started implementing a little bit of a flex bone formation, kind of like Nevada does. What do you expect to see from them from offense when they line up?
Yeah, we're predicting that they're going to be a lot more multiple. I think their identity is still split back and run the veer and midline and things like that, and want to let their quarterback make decisions, and he's extremely good at that. But we started to see it a little bit at the end of last season that they want to be more multiple, and they throw a ton of formations at us in the playoff game. And the thing about week 1 is the unknown, and they've practiced all summer long and through camp, and there's going to be new wrinkles, and we've got a young group out there, and how fast we can adjust to those may be the story that tells the game.
They only returned 1 starter on defense, according to Coach Weldy, but he says they're more athletic than they were last year. What are some defensive formation you guys are prepping for against this Wildcats team?
Well, I think Coach Weldy may be sandbagging with that a little bit for one, but they have 8 guys that played against us defensively in the playoff game coming back, and all of them look better on film. They're really good at the linebacker core, and they've moved the Roark kid to safety, and he does a very, very good job in run support as well. So they are much improved on the defensive side of the ball. They're physical, and then they have an identity. They want to stop the run. We want to run the ball, so we'll see how it goes.
And lastly, each year you've made it one step farther in the playoff on your playoff run. What does Seneca need to do to continue the upwards progression this season?
It's like I told her, our process doesn't change. Our goals never change, and we talk one time a year about what our goals look like, and our goals are to get 1% better every day, to win the conference championship, to win the district championship, to win the state championship. And as long as I'm here, that's never going to change. But after we initially talk about those goals, those last 3 we don't talk about again, and we truly try to take that day-by-day process that we go through, and I think our kids have bought into that. We definitely don't need to win the state championship in August. We need to stack good days and hopefully get our 1% each and every day and be playing our best football come district play.
You've been listening to the Cody Hoburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. We'll be back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca is proud to support this portion of the game. They offer banking services including checking and savings accounts, CDs, and loans for individuals and businesses. They have locations in the Seneca and Joplin areas and are online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back to Seneca Indian football here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. Seth Wilson, Ben Wolcott, and Coach Daryl Harbaugh. We're 6 minutes away from the kickoff here this 2024 season as the starters have been announced for the Indians. If they made their way onto the football field, greeted by the band, the cheerleaders, the Indianettes, and the young fans made their way on the field too. Hopefully none of them get rid of each other. They make it their way back to their parents as it's a mad dash back to the sidelines. But certainly a fun time here at Tom Hodge Field on a Friday night for sure. Let's get back to our pregame show tonight. Seneca opens with a tough opponent in Week 1, the Cassville Wildcats. Looking back through the history of these two teams, they've kind of been cyclical as far as their dominance goes over the last 20 years. Currently, Seneca has beat them 4 times in the last 3 seasons, and I didn't realize this until Coach Hilburn pointed it out to me, but they've beat them by a score of 161-7 in those 4 games over the last 3 seasons since Coach Hilburn's taken over. That is crazy.
That's very dominant.
There's a little bit of dominance there. In the decade previous, Cassville held advantage to Seneca winning 4, Cassville winning 10. And then a decade prior to that, in the early 2000s, it favored 8-4 in favor of Cassville. But it's a new season. Seneca needs to get off to the right foot. Yes, that state championship run was amazing last year, but it's a new season. That doesn't matter. Those players have gone from both teams. Cassville had guys they lost to graduation. Seneca had guys that lost to graduation. They got to start over right now. The talk of this team is how many skill players they have returning from the campaign a year ago in the Cassville Wildcats that saw them finish with a record of 6-5. Take out 2 games that they lost to Seneca, 6-3. Pretty good season. Brody Rose returns at quarterback for Cassville. He's a dual threat quarterback, likes to run, likes to air it out, has receivers to go up and get the ball. Joining him in the backfield again this year, Tristan Thompson. He's also the backup quarterback is Tristan Thompson. And Kyle Bailey, who took significant reps last year in the backfield. I don't look for Coach Weldy and his offense to stick with just 2 guys back there. I look for them to rotate a lot of guys in, trying to keep him fresh as he has quite a bit of depth in the backfield and at the skill position spots. We saw them run a flex bone Navy type of offense formation last year in the playoffs, in the first round of district playoffs when we saw them. And in the Jamboree, they ran their bread and butter, what Coach Weldy has been doing there. I think for 16 years he's been there. He was the offensive coordinator under Coach Parnell, and then he took over just a few seasons ago. It's the split back veer midline plays that they run. That's primarily what they ran during the Jamboree, but I wouldn't, Coach Hilburn and I talked about this, I wouldn't put anything past them to bring up several different formations because it's week 1. You don't know what the teams are going to have. You don't know what they've worked on during the offseason to implement during this week 1 game. I'm sure they've got a little bit of revenge on their minds. Ben, the last time these 2 teams met in the first round of the playoffs last year, second round of the playoffs last year, Seneca's defense held Cassville to 68 yards of total offense. What does Seneca need to do on defense to keep the Wildcats' offense in check tonight?
Well, the obvious thing is stop the run, but that's the big thing. And then you got to watch for the play-action pass and make sure they don't beat you deep.
Well, that was a quick answer, Ben. I was not expecting you to go that quickly. Their defense had some good games against some tough opponents last year. They always saw they saw the offense win some games. We always say offense wins games, defense wins championships. They ran primarily their forefront with 2 linebackers against the Jamboree. Coach is already out there in the field waiting for the coin toss. We're not going to shoot this question to him, but I expect them to look very similar to what they did. They ran kind of a 4-2 look on defense, did Cassville during the Jamboree with 5 defensive backs, like a nickel back type of look against Parkview, against Bolivar. They run similar offenses to what Seneca will run. I expect the same thing from Cassville tonight. And since we're already out there, they got the coin toss going on. The coaches have shook hands. Nolan Napier, Caden Klaus, Ryan Owens, and Hagen Ginger, the captains for the Indians. And I don't have numbers on the other guys. They've got one that's not dressed out. Looks like number 21, Kyle Bailey, in street clothes out there tonight. Not sure what's going on with him, but he's not playing tonight for Cassville. Looks like number 50 is out there as well. Isaac Pickett. I imagine Rose is out there. Coach, you got another number for me?
13 and 19.
13 is Hunter Morris, tight end.
19.
What do you got on the
and
coin
50.
Toss? What do you got on the coin toss for us, Coach?
Cassville's won the toss, and they have deferred.
So Cassville, looks like Seneca will be getting the ball first here to start the 2024 season. And we didn't get to talk about this. We didn't get to talk about key players. We didn't get to talk about keys to victories. There's only a minute and a half left. We went a little long in our first game. We don't have a producer back in the studio. There's no tape delay this year. So it's all on Ben and me and Coach to make sure everything, we don't talk too much. Hey, we talk too much week 1, guys. Maybe have to start a little bit earlier next week. But watch out for the trick plays. Coach Weldy's been there for 16, 17 years. The halfback pass, the reverse pass, the onside kick.
I was just going to say, watch that.
I think they did that last year, week 1 against us. Or the first time we faced them, they may have tried an onside kick against us and did not fare well.
Like them.
So they've got a specialty kicker, one guy that's listed only as a kicker. We know Cassville likes their kickers. They had the one that went on to Missouri Southern. He was
Drake Reese.
Drake Reese. He could boot it from anywhere. Number 88, Diego Harros, is their kicker, the 5'11", 165-pound kicker for the Wildcats. So I wouldn't put anything past them.
Past them? Is that what you're
Yeah,
wondering?
we just
Yeah.
I tell you, Cassville's got something to prove tonight after being dominated like you've been talking about, Seth. They got something to prove tonight, and they're going to try to come out. I'd say they're going to try to come out basic and try to establish some good things for Cassville tonight.
I'm on my feet, Coach. You're on your feet. Let's get some Seneca football going here tonight. 18 seconds left on the clock. Back deep to receive for the Indians, Blaze Graham and Hunter Haynes. It's kind of weird not to say Ethan Altick and Jackson Mars. That kind of seems like what we did the last 2 years. Blaze Graham and Hunter Haynes back deep to receive. Probert Miller, Adams, Sherwood on the second line. Front line is Brant Laughlin, Jude King, Ryan Owens. Looks like that may be Connell Trueluck, and number 22, Kanan Miller on the far side. Referees waiting to give the official word.
Got to get the clock.
The march drive back to
everybody was excited, and the clock wasn't ready yet.
They didn't give the. I thought I didn't hear a whistle yet, so I was still waiting for the whistle, and he took off.
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't heard a whistle yet. So
yeah, he didn't. The head ref back here hadn't. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, they were waiting on the clock.
They actually have two guys designated as kicker. Number 15, Logan Wingo, is actually going to be the kicker. Diego Harris is also the kicker too for Cassville.
Well,
that was a fun test run.
I was going to say it was a test run, and they didn't onside kick it, so I don't know that.
Maybe that's a fake. Now they're going to, we'll go early, then wait for the whistle. And now they got the go-ahead. The drive back to Columbia starts right now. A little onside kick that's going to pop up, and Drew Sherwood's going to field it at the 34-yard line. Seneca will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 34, 35-yard line.
So maybe you were right, Seth.
I might have been playing. Let's kick it early, then let's do onside.
Guys, I'm in Coach Weldy said. Ben's been in Coach Hilburn's head the last couple of years, figuring out what I got Coach Weldy now. I've been around him. I used to work with him at Lowe's back in college, so I know what's going on in his brain. First down and 10 for Seneca. Caden Klaus, shotgun formation. Roman Miller to his right. Sherwood to the near side. Graham split out to the far side. Ryan Owens on the right side of H-back. Graham's going to go in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Roman Miller right in the middle. He's got guys right in his face. Linebacker hits him, but he eludes that guy, does Miller, and gets up to about the 37.5-yard line is where they'll mark it at. A pickup of 3 on the play, second down and 7.
And that's something that we didn't really talk about. That was a little bit of an unknown who would get the first snap for the Indians, and Brody Probert will see some time at quarterback as well.
2 receivers to the far side this time with Haynes and Sherwood on the far side. And Miller to his left. Hand off to Miller, going to the right side. Makes the first guy miss. He's got ahead of steam, mixing a jump cut at the 50-yard line. Still on his feet, taking defenders with him down to the 46-yard line. Roman Miller goes. It's a first down and 10. Great blocking up front for Miller to be able to spring that one free.
Yeah, good line. The little power play up the middle and can pull the backside guard on that play. Great read by Roman Miller to back the back cut out the back gate.
17-yard pickup for the junior running back. Graham and Sherwood split out to the far side this time for the Indians. On the far side of the field is the ball. Miller to the right. Graham in motion now. And it's going to be a fake to Graham. It's going to be a Caden Klaus keeper up the middle. Linebacker comes up and hits him in the legs. Klaus trying to spin out of that one. He's going to spin forward to the 42, so pick up a 4, second down and 6.
Just straight ahead, follow your guards and tackles back there and see how many yards you can get.
That is so much fun to see Seneca football again. It's just, I got goosebumps right now. This is so much fun to watch their offense go in motion and make things happen. This time it's an even set. Sherwood to the far side, Haynes to the near side, Ginger inside on the near side as well. Handoff's going to go to Miller to the right side. A little bit of a stretch play, trying to make a cutback. Gets behind Owens' block, and then gets contact at the 40, spinning forward down to the 38-yard line to pick up a 4 for Miller. Third down and 2. Coach Eustace letting him know down there on the sideline. I can hear him all the way up here.
Yeah, it was a good block by Ryan Owens, had him pinned, but Roman just didn't kick it out like he should have. But that'll come in time.
10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Play defensive. They're going with the 5-man front as Cassville, and their nose guard jumped offside. That's going to give Seneca a first down.
Nice little hard count there. Give yourself a free 5 yards.
5-yard penalty, going to make it down to the 33-yard line for Seneca.
To be honest, I don't even know if it was a hard count or if a defensive tackle was just a little too amped up.
Well, that's a linebacker. They're putting down a nose guard in certain situations. They start out with a 4-man front, and they cheat that linebacker down to a nose guard position at times. Two receivers to the far side. Klaus going to look to pass. First pass attempt. Nope, it's going to be a design quarterback run. We saw this with Gavin Huber. Klaus is going to spring it forward down to the 15, makes a man miss, and going to get upended inside the 10-yard line. Down to the 7 he goes. First down and goal, Seneca.
Yeah, good job there. Quarterback draw the entire way, and then they did a good job kicking out. You see Roman Miller there on the replay, able to pick up a linebacker, and a good job there by Klaus because they were expecting a pass, and an excellent run there for Caden Klaus. I wanted to say Gavin. That's why I hesitated.
Blaze Graham, Sherwood split out to the far side. Handoff to Miller. Miller's going to bounce to the right side. Makes a man miss at the 5. Lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller as he punches it in from 8 yards out. Great blocking, great jump cut, and making defenders miss by Miller on that carry.
Oh, they just ran over the right side defensive or the left side defensive tackle for Cassville. They just ran right over the top of him.
Maya and Ginger, I think, just put him on the ground, put him on his back, and just Miller had no.
Well, Miller also ran over 2 guys on the way to the end zone as well, and something a little bit different this year is Drew Sherwood going to try and kick some extra points as that one is through.
Well, he did start doing that midway through the season last year. 9:21 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leads 7-0 after the PAT by Sherwood here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
And we welcome you back here to Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium. 9:21 to go here in the first quarter play. Seneca leading 7-0 after the 8-yard touchdown run by Roman Miller. The big play in that drive, the Caden Klaus, I almost said Gavin Klaus, his older brother.
See, I almost said that too. That's why I hesitated.
2016 flashbacks, 2017 flashbacks, 2018 flashbacks as his brother Klaus was the quarterback for 3 years here for Seneca. But Klaus took off for 25 yards on that drive. Excellent run. And you saw, you wanted to say Gavin Hoover, but I saw almost immediately Easton Hayes went into blocking, or Honey Haynes going into blocking mode. So I knew it was going to be a pull down and run as soon as you saw Haynes get into blocking formation. Sherwood on to put this one deep for the Indians. Maybe he might squib it. Who knows what's going to happen, as we saw a squib a while ago from the Cassville side. Got the go-ahead whistle from the official. And Sherwood's going to give it a nice short boot that's going to bounce down to the 18. Going to take a turf roll to the 14-yard line. Going to be picked up there by the Cassville returner. Stays in bounds. Lowers his shoulder on Miller, but he gets knocked out of bounds. On the return, number 8, Riley James, 6'1", 175-pound junior for Cassville. First down and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. You may visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee. For all your banking needs, member FDIC, an equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians.
Coach Crane already saying, watch the pass, watch the pass. I was going to say, watch a trick play first thing off the bat. Coach Weldy's going to try to get even with you. You got to stay at home, stay with your guys. So Haynes and Sherwood on the outside, got to keep their head on the swivel. Navy formation, flex bone formation for Rose. He takes the direct handoff. He's going to be tackled down by Kai Adams, immediately filling the gap. Good job by Adams to read that one and get to Rose and hold him to just about a gain of
nothing,
about 3 inches.
There's your trick stuff. Just run to the line of scrimmage, snap it. Hopefully, before Seneca gets set on defense.
Yeah,
didn't work too well.
That's what they tried to do last year in that playoff game. They switched this Navy flex bone, broken flex bone, whatever you want to call it, type of formation. And now they're going to go split out a little bit wider here. 2 receivers to the near side with number 8, James, and number 11, Roark. And one on the far side. And the quarterback trips on his own center's feet. Looks like the pulling guard got his feet, or maybe Jace Renfro did. Jace Renfro was back there and took him down immediately for a loss all the way back to the 27-yard line. So right now you have scripted plays, I'm sure that Cassville has, and it's not working out to their advantage.
The quarterback tripped on the way down. It was lucky Renfro didn't get a flag thrown.
Late hit,
he kind of went down, soft. He didn't go helmet first, but just kind of made sure he was down. Let's put it that way.
So 42 coming out to the near side. He's listed at 6'2". Carlos Barrientos. Hunter Haynes going to match up with him. Quick to the line of scrimmage. Rose under center, going to send a man in motion. That's Roark. Rose going to sprint out to the left side, looking to pass the ball. He's got a receiver open, overthrows him as he just had a step on Miller, looking for Roark, and it's going to make it 4th down and 15.
Good start here for the Indians. You score a touchdown on offense and then force a 3-and-out where they lose 5 yards on defense.
And that hurried up, get to the line and run the play, it doesn't seem Cassville-esque. You know, it seems a little out of, I mean, maybe that's the rhythm. They're trying to get that rhythm now. Doesn't seem like what they've had in years past.
Seneca playing punt safe here.
Back deep to receive is Blaze Graham. And they come after it a little bit. Graham's going to let this one bounce. And getting away is Drew Sherwood. It's going to roll out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. It's almost similar field position what they had to start the game. First down and 10. Seneca will have it 7:52 to go here in the opening quarter of play, excuse me.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link. Get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening.
Klaus shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the near side with Graham and Sherwood. Roman Miller to the right. Ryan Owens on the right. And it's going to be an option play. And it's going to be a keeper by Klaus. Klaus is going to get upended at about the 41-yard line, taken down to the 42. Thompson on the tackle for the Wildcats, making it second down after the 3-yard pickup. Excuse me. Seneca Indian Football brought tonight by Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Seneca Church of Christ, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and Christian Ministries Healthcare. Second down and 7. Ball on the 42. Klaus looking at the sidelines, getting instructions from Coach Hilburn. 7:20 to go here in the first quarter. Handoff to Miller. Miller's got guys blocking excellently in front of him. Breaks it out to the left side and keeps spinning. Gets across the 50-yard line to the 47.5. First down and 10 for Seneca.
And Miller has gotten playing time last year at running back. He spelled Jack Mars a little bit, and now he's going to get the bulk of the carries, and I think he's ready for it.
11-yard pickup as Brody Probert checks in now for the Indians. Caden Klaus going to come talk to Coach Hilburn. This is actually, I kind of like this system. They get to talk to each other. What are you seeing out there? How's it feeling out there? And also give him a breather. He had that entire first series. First down and 10, 6:56 to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Probert, shotgun. Waiting the snap. Going to send Haynes in motion from near side to far side, and Diego Amaya stepped offside. That's one thing that's going to be a little bit tricky is the cadence, too. Your cadence can be a little bit different from one quarterback to another, and Amaya just jumped off just a little bit, first down and 15.
Well, yeah, you know, this is Diego's first time back. He broke his leg last year, and so he's been looking forward to this game for, 365.
That's been about 365 days since he last played. It was almost a full year he missed. 2 receivers, twins on each side this time for Probert. Shotgun formation. Haynes going to go in motion again. And it's going to be a fake to Haynes. Probert's going to keep it to the right side. He makes one guy miss, diving forward to the 50-yard line. So the defensive back coming up, safety coming up, did not get fooled on that play at all. That's number 42, Barrientos making the tackle. 2-yard pickup, second down and 13.
This is where, if you're Seneca, that's one of those things you can't get stuck behind the change because – instead of second down and 8, you're still second and long, second and 13.
Second down, 13, 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter play. Twins again for the Indians. And it's going to be an option play. It's going to be a pitch to Miller. Miller's got blockers set up in front. Great block by Hagen Ginger. He spins out of contact at the 35-yard line. Down to the 30 goes Roman Miller to the 31-yard line. Finally brought down from behind by Mason Bryant, but not before Miller can get to the 31. 19-yard pickup on that carry, and I believe there's going to be a stoppage for water. We'll take a 60-second timeout as well. We're back right after this.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
Looking for a bank that puts community first? Look no further than First Community Bank. With our friendly service, convenient locations, and a wide range of financial products and services, we're here to meet all your banking needs. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a home, or starting a business, We're committed to helping you achieve your financial goals. Come experience the First Community Bank difference today. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC.
And we welcome you back to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium in Seneca, Missouri. 5:52 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leading 7-0 and driving on their second drive of the game. Ball at the Wildcats' 31-yard line. This time 2 receivers to the far side with Graham and Sherwood. Miller to the right of Probert. Snap's going to go. It's going to be Probert keeping it right up the middle. He's got a little bit of a gap, gashing forward down to the 24-yard line. Goes Probert. Good job blocking up front. There was a lane wide enough to drive a Mack truck through for Probert on that carry. Second down.
For the Indians, this is kind of the smash mouth football that you have come to expect. And right now they're just running it down Cassville's throat.
7-yard pick. And Coach Hilburn talked about it. We may be a 3 yards in a cloud of dust type of scenario. You know, 2 possessions already in the game, and first quarter's over halfway over. 2 receivers to the far side for Klaus as he checks back in. Handoff's going to go to Miller to the right side. Blockers jumps over defender, still on his feet at the 15. Going to be brought down from behind inside the 10 by Tristan Thompson, down to the 9-yard line, first down and goal.
Wait till you guys need to watch the film on this one. Hagen Ginger just took out 2 guys, and then Ryan Owens got there, just knocked the crap out, ran over one of the Cassville kids.
Well, as you were explaining it, it was shown on replay, Coach.
Oh, good job, Coach. You can't even see the screen. How do you do that? I don't even know. 2 receivers to the far side this time for Klaus. Handoff's going to go to Miller, makes a juke step back to the right side, lowers his shoulder, taking defenders with him, and he's going to be just shy of the end zone. They've got him marked about a 3 inches short, Coach?
Yeah, if that. It's just the stripe of a football, basically.
He did get enough for...
Oh, then they moved him back a little bit.
It was and goal to go.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
So second down short to go now at the goal. And Probert's going to check back in as Klaus checks out.
Very interesting.
Kai Adams also checking back in. There's a double back position. We saw that a lot last year with Jack Mars and Roman Miller. Now it's Kai Adams. 2 H-back position, I should say. Kind of a jumbo set. Probert takes a snap. Going to take the handoff. Take it in the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brody Probert as he punches it in from 1 yard out. 4:07 to go here in the first quarter, and the Indians add to their lead. That's fun to say. We said that a lot last year. We're picking up right where we left off.
Yeah, and if you look, I mean, it was basically the brunt. They went over the right guard there and able to kick it out in an easy carry there for Probert into the end zone.
And Klaus was the holder last year for the Indians. He's holding right now for Sherwood. First one was good. Let's see what the second one is. Good snap, good hold. Kick's going to be a low line driver. Kind of an odd kick, but it goes through the uprights. 14-0 with 4:07 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leads here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank and Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is
Southwest Missouri Bank, we can do that.
And we welcome you back to Tom Hodge Field as Seneca leads this one 14-0. I'm trying to get used to this too. Ben's hit me on the shoulder saying, go ahead. We don't have a studio producer this year counting us down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 like we usually do. So it's a little bit of learning on the fly for us this year, but we're going to make it work again. No tape delay after the Webb City game on KNEO on 91.7 on the radio dial, but you can always find us on the app. Download that app, and you can find us there on the Listen Live link. Actually, not the Listen Live link, but on the Seneca video link, you can find us there for sure.
And those games should be there later tonight, too. So you can go back and watch, as Coach said, he wants to go back and watch some of those blocks, and should be able to do that later tonight.
Back deep to receive Riley James, and I think Colton Roark is back there as well for Cassville. Let me put my glasses on so I can see who it is. Sherwood's going to give a low line drive kick that's probably going to go out of bounds, and it does, right into the hands of one of the guys working the chain game.
If you're Seneca, Seth, I don't know if you could have scripted a better start.
It is crazy just how fluid they look, but we've seen that progression happen every single year under Coach Hilburn since he's been here with the offense. They've gotten more and more comfortable with it. Seneca Indian Football brought to you by Campbell Biddicombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, Lankford Insurance, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, and Happy Egg. Give a quick shout out to my friend David Wilson. A little under the weather tonight. He's an avid Seneca football fan. I think he's a little under the weather. I'm not sure if he made it out tonight, but I know he's not feeling great. If he could be here, he would be. He may be at home listening to this, so if he's at home listening, we'll give him a shout out. Wishbone formation for Cassville. It's going to be the dive back, and he's going to meet. Oh, no, it's going to be Brody Rose as he keeps it, pulls it at the last second. He's got a lot of green to go. There's a penalty flag thrown, trying to chase him down. Probert does. There's going to be a late penalty.
It's going to offset because you got holding, and then you got a horse collar.
Yeah.
So I think at this point everything offsets from the spot of the holding.
He wasn't blowing the whistle. He wasn't blowing the whistle real prompt. And so there may be offsetting penalties.
The back judge is the one that threw it, not the side judge.
But the side judge wasn't quick to blow his whistle, so he was just going to keep going on the play until it was over with.
Right.
So they're going to march it back. Should be just a replay down, if I'm not mistaken.
And they are
holding against Cassville, and in the personal foul, horse collar against Seneca. Offsetting penalties.
That's exactly what I thought was.
Good job,
replay the down.
So
I do know my officiating every once in a while.
Yeah, it's a little struggle for us sometimes we're in the struggle bus. First down and 10. 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leading 14-0. Let's get back on rhythm here.
It is week 1, so we'll give ourselves a little bit of grace.
I was doing this last week in week 14 too, so the state championship game. So, we're learning on the fly.
Yeah.
Quick to the ball now. Wishbone formation once again for Cassville. Handoff's going to go. Now they're going to call a timeout, I believe.
Nope, a flag.
A flag coming out the last minute here. He blew his whistle. There was no flag. I guess he couldn't find it. And it is a illegal procedure against Cassville. They're getting up to that line so quick. They're not letting everybody get set. They're trying to catch Seneca.
Yeah, they're trying to catch Seneca off guard, but you have to be set as a lineman for a second, if I remember correctly, and they're not doing that.
They're catching themselves off guard.
Yeah, and I think Hilburn may have had something to say about that too.
So first down and 15 now for Cassville. Barrientos bringing the play in from the sideline. As receiver, Barrientos is going to go to the near side, and going to the far side is number 13,
Watch
Hunter
the
Morse.
play clock.
Good call there, Ben. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. And they're going to get to the ball. Hurry.
You got to call delay.
Rose is going to look to pass. He's going to get hit from behind. Ball comes free, and it's going to be recovered by the Seneca Indians as Lane Scribner takes a big hit on Rose. And it's going to be first down and 10 Seneca. There's a little bit extra quicker. You can watch the replay. Scribner comes free and just lays the guy on his back.
It should have been a delay of game, but if you're Seneca, you will gladly take the
delay of game on that one. That's for sure.
Coach Cody Hilburn was upset because he saw what I did. I mean, that was more than a second gone, but a good job there by the Indians. And that's something we talk about all the time is turnovers. Last year's team was able to turn teams over a lot, and this year's team is going to have to do the same thing, Seth.
Well, that first game of the season against Aurora last year, Ethan Altick had that pick six to kind of get the Indians going on the right track, and tonight we see a fumble recover. Trips to the near side. One receiver to the far side, going for maybe the jugular right here in this play as Caden Klaus is going to send Graham in motion. Graham's going to get the handoff. Blockers downfield. Makes one man miss. Brought down from behind by Thompson down to the 11-yard line. 14-yard pickup on Blaze Graham's first carry of the night.
You say go for the jugular, but the way the running attack is going, there's no need to switch anything.
Wire it out.
You're the one keeping stats, but they got to be well over 100 yards at this point.
They're 32 yards in the night, of course. I'm just kidding. First down and 10 from the 11-yard line. 3:30 to go here in their first quarter play. Two receivers to the far side. Ryan Owens at the H-back on the right. Roman Miller to the right. And it's going to be Klaus pointing it, running to the right. The safety comes up, and Klaus lowers his shoulder, fighting for the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Caden Klaus, as he trucked two different defenders on that play. First guy there, number 42, Barrientos, couldn't wrap him up. Roark comes up trying to make the play, and Klaus busts free from that one, earning every single inch of that touchdown run, as you see on your replay. And the Indians add to the lead here in the first quarter.
That's what we call smash mouth football right there from Caden Klaus.
That was beautiful. Sherwood now on to attempt the PAT.
He's been very busy here in the first quarter.
Ball is up, and it's high, and it's through the uprights. 21-0 with 3:22 to go here in the first quarter play on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshowcc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
And we welcome you back to Tom Hodge Field as Caden Klaus from 11 yards out, just taking defenders with him left and right. Maybe Roman Miller can look at Klaus. Okay, that's what I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Roman Miller can do that. He's more than capable of that.
He did that on one of his touchdown runs.
A couple times tonight, too, as Barrientos and Roark are just thinking, what did I just run into? That quarterback's not supposed to be that strong and deliver a punch like that. And, man, did Klaus deliver a punch. 2 of them right in a row. You call that a jab and an uppercut from Klaus.
Points off of turnovers as well for the Indians. You know, that's 7 points now for the Indians. Something they were very good at last year was scoring. A quick change. That one wasn't quite as fast. That goes out of bounds.
Another kick that's probably going to find its way out of bounds, and it does. First down and 10, 30 at the 35, unless Seneca decides to.
You mean Cassville?
Cassville, correct me. Yes, thank you. At the 35-yard line, and we'll see what Coach Welty decides to do.
The chain gain is heading towards the 35.
And the side judge is talking to the referee.
I think they may want to kick it again.
No, they're moving up to the 35.
They're going to make them kick it.
Yeah, they still got the kicking team, receiving team on there.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on Twitter, KNEO 917 Sports. Sorry, it's X now. I don't know that I'll ever get used to saying X instead of Twitter. But Seneca softball started today. Our first Seneca broadcast softball-wise will be Tuesday afternoon as they head to Carthage to face the Tigers. Go ahead.
Seneca Indian football brought to you by People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Prelude Maintenance Center, Seneca School District, and Lost Creek Wireless.
Something we didn't talk about was pregame was unfinished business for this Seneca team. You know, those sophomores and juniors have some unfinished business as the kick is off.
Riley James going to come up and field this at the 19-yard line, trying to get a wall of the blockers in front of him. He's going to bounce it out to the right side, and he's going to run into Probert and Kai Adams and Blaze Graham and Pendergraft out there as well. Kanan Miller out there as well. All kinds of Seneca red all over the place to take him down.
So he's about a yard short of where they would have been. So they kind of lost a yard.
That's a bold strategy. Bold strategy.
But, you know, that was something that you saw in pregame, or not pregame, but pre-season interviews. Ryan Owens talked about it. You know, some unfinished business for the seniors this year is, hey, they want to get back, and, hey, they want to finish the job that last year's seniors did. And you got to give credit to Hilburn's first year of seniors. They kind of sped up the cycle by winning a district when they shouldn't have.
Split back formation for the Wildcats, and it's going to be handed off to Tristan Thompson. He's met immediately by Jace Renfro and by Dom Brown, both of them getting in there quickly and just eating up the dive back. No gain on the play. Actually may have even lost a yard back to the 33-yard line.
What you like to see about that play is they had the dive back covered, but they also had the quarterback covered and the pitch man at the same time.
Be interesting to see because the running game isn't doing a lot. When are they going to try and open this up a little bit?
Well, I think they tried to a while ago, but they just seem hurried, honestly.
Yeah.
In their passing game, even 2:30. Go ahead.
You get Lane Scribner in there, and he's tough to block.
Well, that's what they did a while ago, and he got it there immediately and hit him on the back. 3 seconds left in the play clock. Split back formation. Cassville to the line. And it's going to be a rollout to the right for Rose. Rose looking downfield, and he's going to throw it out of bounds as he saw Roman Miller coming and said, no, I don't think so. Jace Renfro's dropping back in coverage.
Well, there was somebody on that side that was open for a second, and I think he waited too long to throw it to him because he would have had 4 or 5 yards.
It was either an H-back or a split back, maybe even tight end, but he just ran a little flat route there. He was wide open, and Rose just I guess this didn't seem.
Well, when you got pressure from your backside, I guess sometimes you can't see it.
And that's going to stop the clock at 2:24 here in the first quarter. Seneca leading 21-0 as 2 receivers to the far side, Barrientos and Roark, and also another one joins him out there is Gottney. That's going to be Rose on the quarterback draw. He's got a little bit of green, but he's going to run into Hagen Ginger, comes up from behind, just pulls him back. Coming up to help out, I believe, for the Indians is Roman Miller.
The way things are going, it's about 4th and 6, I think you would say, right, Seth? About 4th and 5?
Ball's at the 39-yard line, so they gained 6 on that play. 4th down and 5.
Do you go for it here?
I don't think so.
That was more my question. The way things are going, do you try and change momentum by going for it? I mean, they're letting the play clock go all the way down. Which, when the clock is...
But they've been doing that the entire game.
I was going to say, when the clock stops, it really doesn't matter.
Seneca doesn't even have to return it back as Rose is the punter as well. Renfro tried to get high in the air, and it's going to take a wildcat roll this time.
Roll.
It's going to be the deepest position that Seneca will have to start the game at the 15-yard line with 1:35 to go here in the first quarter of play.
You know, Seth, we had heard from Coach Hilburn before the game that, you know, he was going to rotate quarterbacks, and he's been doing that, and it's been a pretty seamless process for both Probert and for Klaus.
Yeah, those guys have just been here. I mean, Klaus, this is his 4th year into the system. Started as a freshman, got his reps in behind Gavin Hoover at the JV freshman level. Even last year, I believe he got a few reps at the JV freshman level. So just one of those things where he's comfortable with this offense, and Probert the same way. 3rd year now for him being in his style of offense. Had it as an 8th grader as well. Trips to the near side. Klaus going to run the pitch to Miller. Miller's got blocking in front of him, all kinds of green. Makes one guy miss, lowers his shoulder at the 30-yard line, and gets down to about the 32-yard line. Enough for the first down. The crowd's even kind of quiet now after, even on a big run like that.
You see on the replay here, I mean, some of them are wondering, who am I supposed to block, because there's nobody to block. I think that was Blaze Graham, went about 20 yards downfield before he could find anybody to block.
18-yard pickup for Miller on that play.
Which, if you're the Indians, that's a good thing to have.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter if I was guessing. Miller to the right of Probert. Probert in there at shotgun formation. And it's going to be Probert taking it, running to the right side. He's going to get his feet taken out from underneath him. Come to make the play is number 13, Hunter Morris.
And Seth, you were wrong. They got to run at least one more.
Yeah, you're right. They ran that one a little too quick. Ball up to the 37-yard line, so about a pickup of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6.
But even there, that's what we talk about, Seth. You know, Klaus started the drive. Probert comes in and gets a snap. So, you know, it's a very seamless process for these two to just exchange. You know, at some point, maybe you hope one of them kind of takes the reins, but right now they're both happy the way it is.
Receivers to each side this time for Probert. Going to send Graham in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Miller. Miller's going to go to the right side, gets behind his blocker. It's going to be slowly brought down by number 71 from behind. That's Ethan Sizemore. And that should probably be the end of the first quarter as he gets up to the 44-yard line.
And they gave him a first down on the play as well for moving the chains.
So I'll stop the clock momentarily to the 44-yard line.
We'll see, like you said, if Seneca wants to take another snap here in the quarter. If they do, they're going to have to hurry up. And they might here as they're at the line of scrimmage.
Probert's looking at the clock. He might try to get this one off. Shotgun formation. And it's going to be a design run for the quarterback to the right side. Probert gets behind Miller's block, and he's going to get hit from behind, driving for extra yardage across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Be 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, 2nd down and short, and that's going to do it for the first quarter play. Seneca leads this one 21-0 on the Seneca Indian and KNEO Sports Network.
We Christians have become soft. We've become absorbed with the world. Until now, it is difficult to tell the difference between the true believer in Christ and a man of the world.
Ouch. Does that hit a little too close to home? Here's Billy Graham on how we can turn that around.
Today, we need desperately to have men and women of courage and discipline. For courage and discipline are contagious. And if the world is to be changed, it must be done not by those who go along with the crowd, but by those like Martin Luther when he cried out, "Here I stand, I can do no other."
That's not an easy thing to do, but with God's help, it is possible. Learn more about developing courage and discipline in your walk with God at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And welcome back to start the second quarter here at Tom Hodge Field in Seneca, Missouri. Seneca Indian leads this one 21-0. Game brought to you tonight by Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, and Neosho Chamber of Commerce.
And I think what you guys were talking about during the break is what Cody's talking to Probert about there, about how he's supposed to cut.
And the great thing nowadays, you get the iPad right up. Okay, this is where you're going. This is where you need to go. That's amazing.
Yeah, you talked about the 2-quarterback system, but these kids don't care.
No.
They're good about it.
Well, both of them play defense too, and so that gives them a little bit of a breather. Handoff's going to go to Miller to the right side. Makes the first man miss. There's a penalty flag thrown. Looks like it's going to be on Owens.
Did the ball come out?
Miller looks like he got hit pretty hard, and I think he's going to be okay. But he took a shot on that play. The fans even saying that holding penalty looks like on the backside on Owens. Penalty flag sitting at the 47-yard line. So to make it 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, one of the side just threw his beanbag, so I think he thought the ball came loose there. I'm not sure if it did or not. Sometimes you can land on the football, which, will knock the wind out of you, but, Miller seemed no worse for wear coming out of that play.
2nd down and 11 for the Indians. 11:52 to go here in the first half of play. Seneca Indian football brought to you by Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Seneca Church of Christ, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and Christian Healthcare Ministries. Twins now for Klaus as Sherwood and Blaze Graham split out to the near side. Ginger and Haynes to the far side. Klaus going to look to throw. It's going to be a design quarterback run. Miller blocking for him downfield. He's going to run right into that's Barrientos maybe on that one. As Barrientos took that shot a while ago on Klaus's touchdown run. This time I think he said, I'm going to make sure I wrap up and take this guy down this time. And got to the 49-yard line.
Well, to be honest there, Seth, I almost wonder if that wasn't a design quarterback run.
It was all the way. Yeah.
You're talking about number 11, right, from Cassville. You said his name.
Roark, yeah.
Roark, yeah. I watched him on film. He's a good tackler. He's a very solid tackler, but he usually likes to go down and wrap the legs up.
And that was Barrientos on that play making that. But, yeah, Roark is also another guy, Colton Roark. He's a junior for them.
They might have to call a timeout.
5 seconds. They're going to have to hurry. Coach Hilburn looking at the play clock. He's going to call a timeout. We'll step aside for 60 seconds here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour record service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Welcome back here to Seneca Indian football. Seneca defense doing an amazing job holding Cassville to 0 yards of offense in that first quarter. Trips to the near side this time for the Indians. Klaus going to run the option. Pitches it to Miller. Good down block by Ginger. Miller's got green. Penalty flags thrown on the near sideline. Miller's going to go out of bounds. Helmet comes off for the defender, but that's going to come back either way. I believe they're going to call that one on Graham, if I'm not mistaken, was in the area of holding.
So it's basically going to still be 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 8. If it's at the 44, should go to the 46.
I'm sorry, I'm not even listening to you. I was trying to think of what number the player was that lost his helmet because he's going to have to come out for a play. Yes, he's going to have to come out for a play. The penalty flag is sitting at the 44. Yes, Ben, you're correct. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. They're going to take it back to the other side, back to the 46.
So it'd be 3rd and 7 then, it looks like.
I couldn't see, but they're talking to Ryan Owens over here on the sideline, or was.
It may have been him too. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
So it's going to be a loss of 3 on the play, 3rd down and 8.
Got to repeat the down.
That holding, that math on that holding always messes with you, huh? 3rd down and 8. Klaus trips to the far side. Sherwood to the near side. Roman Miller to the right of Klaus. And it's going to be play action. Looking for the backside dump pass to Miller. He's got blockers in front of him. Jace Renfro blocking for him. Going to get to the outside at the 30-yard line. Finally forced out of bounds. There's your first pass completion of the season as Klaus finds Miller all the way down to the 28-yard line. Ben, you got it on replay.
Yeah, good job there letting the defensive tackle, defensive end run up, dump it over their heads. You have a couple linemen in front of him to block. I think Renfro was one of them. And another big gain for the Indians.
26-yard screen, backside screen pass from Klaus to Miller. Miller to the right of Klaus this time. 2 receivers split out to the far side. Hagen Ginger in tight on the near side. And it's going to be a handoff to Miller to the left side. Next one guy missed. Still on his feet at the 20. Going to stumble forward down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Miller just the workhorse right now, over a century mark already tonight.
It's not a bad first half if you're over 100 yards and you're a quarter and a couple in there.
Not too shabby.
The clock isn't running.
11-yard pickup for Miller on that carry.
They're busy watching the game. The play clock isn't running either.
Well, they went out of bounds, man.
Oh, okay.
2 receivers on the far side. Klaus going to keep it to the right. Getting behind Owen's block. Going to bounce off a couple defenders. Keeps his feet churning down to the 10-yard line. He goes. Pickup of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3.
Shows you how much I was paying attention.
That's okay, Ben. I was wondering what was going on myself, and I didn't pay attention. And coach is on it down there on the sideline.
I tell you what, Cassville's just not putting up a whole lot of fight right now. I mean, they got their hands on their hips, and they look like a bunch of whipped pups. I mean, I know Cassville kids are a whole lot better.
2 receivers to the far side with Haynes and Sherwood. Ginger and tight on the near side. Going to have press coverage on the far side, so it's going to be Klaus designed run to the right. Makes the first man miss, and he slips and falls. He had a way to get to the end zone. And there's a little bit of extracurricular activities behind the play between Haynes and Roark. Roark had some extracurriculars last year when Seneca faced them.
Is it a first down?
We want to see a clean game.
Right.
Down to the 7-yard line he went. So pick up a 3. He might be at it.
They're measuring, so they're stopping the clock.
They're going to stop the clock and measure. You're right, Ben. 9:15 to go here in the first half. Seneca leading 21-0. They haven't scored since the 3:22 mark in the first quarter, but Cassville's had a possession since then, and Seneca's had a long possession here.
They changed their mind. I thought they were going to measure, and they changed it to 1st and goal.
1st down and goal at the 7.
I won't complain about not a measurement.
So Klaus getting every inch of the 3 yards he needed for the 1st down. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Miller's going to dance around, makes one guy miss, spinning out of contact. No touchdown mark yet. Into the end zone, touchdown. Seneca Indians on the 2nd effort by Roman Miller as he punches it in from 7 yards out. And Miller has his 2nd score of the night.
It's amazing to me how many yards these Seneca running backs, quarterback, whoever you want to say, is getting yards after contact.
Yes.
Because it's not the first guy. It's not even the 2nd guy. It's usually the 3rd or 4th guy that has to try and bring him down.
8:57 to go here. The PAT pending. Good snap. Good kick. And it is through the uprights. 28-0. Here with 8:57 to go at Tom Hodge Field on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. 28-0 in favor of your Indians. We'll be back.
Because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have pre-arranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Welcome back here to Seneca, Missouri, as the Indians lead 28-0 with 8:57 to go here in the first half of play.
Drew Sherwood's getting a workout with his leg.
His leg is going to need ice down after this game for sure. 4 PATs and 4 kicks now. Short kick this time for Sherwood, going to be fielded at about the 17-yard line by the up man. Ryan Owens had a chance to get him, and he bounced out of that. Kai Adams tripped him up enough, and Blaze Graham finished him off as Riley James was a returner for the Wildcats.
Everett at the Neosho Daily News. Wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win.
So 1st down and 10 for Cassville. Ball will be on their own 38-yard line. This might be the best field position for the Wildcats all night long. It is. First down 10 from their own 38-yard line. 8:51 to go here in the first half of play. Going out to the far side is Carlos Barrientos. To the near side is Roark. Quickly to the line, split back formation. And it's going to be a handoff to the dive back, and he's going to meet Kai Adams, and Kai Adams picks him up and keeps his feet driving and driving him. Kind of drove him sideways, but still keep his feet driving to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 2, second down and 8.
Tell you what, Kai Adams has had an excellent game through a quarter and 4 minutes, just shooting the gap.
It was fun to watch him run last year, played linebacker last year for the Indians on the JV level. He had Vaughn and Mars in front of him and Miller in front of him, and now he's getting his opportunity. Man, he is making those plays and hitting the hole hard like he should and taking guys back, which keeps his feet driving.
You got to watch Kanan Miller on the inside, number 22.
Yeah. Defensive tackle. It's going to be an option, and Kai Adams knocks the ball free out of Rose's hands on the option. Brody Probert covers it up. Watch that on the replay as Kai Adams just absolutely rips through the line. Excellent read by him on the speed option.
Yeah, Rose kept it a second too long.
And Adams just made him pay for that one.
Second turnover here for the Indians. See if they can make Cassville pay again. We talk about quick changes trying to go for the home run ball, but the way this Indian team is running, you just run it down their throat until they prove they can stop it.
8:05 to go here in the first half of play. Ball placed at the 34-yard line for Seneca. And I got to switch over here trying to get my stats all. That was a quick change of possession. Was not expecting that. 2 receivers to the near side. Hayden Klaus, shotgun formation. Going to fake. Going to throw. Looking deep downfield. Blaze Graham's got a step on his guy. Almost. He did it! One-handed catch. He tipped it to himself while he was in the air. Blaze Graham with the acrobatic catch. That was beautiful catch. Great concentration by the junior wide receiver. Watch it on your replay as he tips it to himself and hauls it in down inside the 5-yard line.
Now we talk about quick changes all the time. Going for the home run ball, they were able to do it there. It was able to outrun double coverage.
His brother has taught him well. I'm telling you. I had Paxton Graham when I was here before Seneca.
29-yard pass completion to Graham on that play. That was simply amazing. Roman Miller to the right of Probert as he checks in. It's going to be Probert to the right, bouncing it back, hurdles over the defenders, touchdown Seneca Indians, touchdown Brody Probert as he takes it in from 5 yards out, and the Indians are up now 34-0. Man, that catch, though, that was amazing. The closest I've ever seen a catch like that at a high school level football game. Landon Zirkle for Webb City back in about 2005. I believe I was at a game for some reason. I was in college, didn't know what Webb City was all about. I saw a catch almost exactly like Blaze Graham's was better, though. Blaze Graham's was way better.
The kick is good, by the way.
Kick is up, and it is good, I believe. Yes, 35-0, 7:35 to go here in the first half of play. Seneca leading on the KNO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Gas and Snack in Seneca is proud to support the Seneca Indians and be a part of the Seneca community. With 2 locations in the Seneca area, 1608 Cherokee and just north of Highway U on Highway 43, they offer gas as well as pop and a variety of other snacks. The Gas and Snack in Seneca, Missouri is owned by Nick and Sandra Whitehead, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians.
And we're back here at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. The humidity is starting to settle in a little bit. I'm probably sweating a little bit more than those football players out there tonight.
I don't know about that one, Seth.
35-0, 7:35 to go here in the first quarter, first half of play.
Yeah, we already did the first quarter. I don't want to do it again.
Yes, thank you. Sherwood puts the ball on the ground. He's going to go talk to his guys. Man, the crowd, I can't wait to see that on Huddle because they have an end zone view of that catch. If that caught that catch, that's Sports Center top 10. Amazing catch by Blaze Graham.
Yeah, that would definitely be worthy. I 1,000% agree.
I thought he overshot him, honestly. I didn't think he had a chance for that one. Coming up to return this one is James at about the 24-yard line, trying to bounce to the outside.
Good job by Hunter Haynes.
Just goes for his feet, and coming up to finish him off is Ryan Owens, and getting out of bounds at about the 31-yard line.
Haynes somehow avoided 2 blockers in front of him and made him go outside, which there wasn't much outside because you're right at the sideline, and somebody else wrapped him up. But good job by Haynes to stay in his lane.
That last time of possession for the Indians, 2 plays, 34 yards.
That's a lot like
seconds.
last year. We talked about, we may not see them as explosive this year, and they're proving us wrong through 1 week.
And I didn't even get that last touchdown on my stats for Probert. That was a 5-yard carry for him, punching it in from 5 yards out. Cassville now back on the ball, going back to work the Seneca defense. 1st down and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Split back formation behind the Wildcats. Rose going to hand it off to the second guy through. Probert's going to meet him there first, and then the rest of the cavalry comes in to stop down Tristan Thompson.
I think Klaus was in there too.
Yeah, they're going to say he got no gain on the play. I thought he may have lost a yard, but no gain for Thompson on that carry, 2nd down and 10.
Good job by, I'm not sure who it was. Somebody wrapped him up, and then 3 or 4 guys came in behind him.
Probert was the first one there. Maybe Scribner and Kai Adams came in behind him to finish it off. But that excellent hat to the football type of defensive effort there for the Indians.
Cassville's offensive line is getting no push, up front. Seneca's holding their own and filling the gaps just like Probert did.
Connell Trueluck in there. I believe Don Brown in there as well, talking to each other. Quickly now to the line of scrimmage, that's Cassville. Wishbone formation. Second back's going to get it. He's going to get hit hard. Coming up to make the plays, your quarterback, one of your quarterbacks, Caden Klaus. A while ago it was Probert making the first stop, and now it's Klaus on the backside. Up to the 35-yard line, a 4-yard pickup. I didn't even see who the carrier was. I believe it was number 5 on that one. That's going to be Gautney. Gautney with his first carry of the night, and they got some positive yards. 3rd down here at the 35. 4-yard pickup.
And if you're Cassville, you're just trying to find any way to get a first down to give your defense a little bit of a rest. They have been on the field a lot here tonight.
I don't even get to talk and say what formation is. They go on the line of scrimmage, and the ball snapped immediately so the defense can't adjust. Wishbone formation. Rose going to hand it to his dive back. No, it's going to be Rosen keeping it himself. Roman Miller's going to wrap him up, and they finally blow it dead before Rose can get about to the 39-yard line. And there's going to be a stoppage for water here at the 5:57 mark in the first half of play. Seneca leading 35-0 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm for working hard for what you get and then protecting what you've got. Your home, your vehicles, your life. I'm for making an honest living and taking pride in what you do, and for giving back to the community I call home. I'm for serving my clients with the respect and dignity you would expect from the farmers that started this company. And though I know you probably hope you never need me, I'm here for you when you do. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're a Missourian, I'm for you.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
And we welcome you back from the break as 4th down and 2 situation, and Don Brown just jumps off sides, couldn't hold his momentum back. So it's going to be a defensive encroachment, a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for Cassville. That, I believe, is their first down of the season.
Yeah, they may not have even really had a play on where they were going to go, and they were just trying to draw them off.
Well, they've been going quick the entire night. They get up to the line of scrimmage, and they go quick, and Don Brown was trying to jump that. Trueluck and Brown quickly now switching at the defensive tackle. Rose is going to look to throw. He's going to go over to Hunter Haynes' side, and it's going to be brought down. No, it's going to be incomplete. Great job by Hunter Haynes to recover as Colton Roark tried to go over the top, and Haynes just upended him, and Roark dropped it.
Yeah, good job there by Haynes. We talk one-on-one coverage. They just threw it up to him. He had it, but good job by Haynes, and they ground caused the incompletion.
Well, and Seneca plays man. There's no safety over the top a lot of times. They're going to go man, and you're out there on an island. You got to make that play, and a good job by Hunter Haynes to recover. Riley James going to be split out to the far side this time. 2nd down and 10, 5:27 to go here in the first half of play. Wishbone formation behind Rose. One tight end to the left side. It's going to be a quarterback keeper to the right. Hagen Ginger is going to take a blocker on, reach out with his big bear paw on the right side, and pull Rose down. Coming up to help out is Kai Adams. There was no horse collar. It was strictly jersey, but great job by Hagen Ginger for the tackle. I'll give it to him. Kai Adams was right there as well. Good job in pursuit by Kai on the backside.
Yeah, Ginger forced him to slow down, and then Kai Adams cleaned up the pieces.
3rd down and 11 after the loss on the play by Rose, loss of 1.
Hagan did a good job that time of defending off, several blockers there and finally got a hold of him on the, like you said, got his big paw out there and got a handful of jersey.
Roark split out to the far side. Barrientos to the near side. Split back formation. Rose going to look to throw. Looking for the go route to Roark once again, and there's no penalty flag thrown as he looked like he shoved Haynes in the face. The back judge was looking right at the entire time. He clearly shoved Haynes right in the face to get a leverage on him. Ball going to be caught, brought out of bounds by Blaze Graham at the 31. Yeah, I'm not too happy with that one because that was clearly a shove in the face there. Illegal hands to the face, if anything else, on the receiver. 1st down and 10.
Yeah, there is offensive pass interference.
Yes. So a 26-yard pickup on that pass completion, their biggest play of the night. Most of the yardage coming on that play. And now they're going to start going after Haynes. If you watch and see what Rose decides to do, he's going to look to the right side. Now he's going to throw the go route this time to Roark. Roark's going to go up and make the play. Now they've got a little bit of rhythm. Seneca needs to get back to the quarterback as Roark calls it in at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, Sherwood had good coverage on there. It was just a better job by Roark to catch it.
So 23-yard pitch and catch that time to Roark. See if they decide to go back to him again. 1st down and goal for Cassville. 4 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Ball at the 8-yard line. Sherwood lined up on Barrientos on the near sideline. See if there's going to be a jump ball in this end zone. 2-quarterback system now for Cassville. Rose is going to roll out. He's got pressure in his face. That ball is going to be incomplete as it was intended for Gottney.
Yeah, Haynes read that one. He read it a little bit late, and they had to get it over his head, and it was a little bit too tall for the wide receiver.
2nd down and goal. Let's see if this Indians defense can bow their backs and muscle up against this Wildcat offense and keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, Lane got very close to a penalty right there, just almost laid it on the quarterback. But Lane said that gun quick. He's hard to block.
Yeah, and we missed him last year. Had that injury and missed a lot of the season last year with that injury. 2nd down and goal. 2-quarterback system. Rose going to keep it. Rolling out. Got Thompson wide open, and Thompson can't get to because coming to his face was number 55, Lane Scribner. Scribner got back there quickly.
I don't know who's supposed to block Lane Scribner, but somebody's blowing their assignment or they can't get a hold of him or something because he's just so quick to get back there.
3rd down and goal. 3:38 to go in the first half. Seneca leading 35-0. A lot of the state of Missouri in a rain delay right now. Some games not even going to start till 8:30. Receivers to each side. Now look for them to go to a jump ball to Roark on the far side or Barrientos to the near side. Rose under center, split back formation. Going to look to throw. He's going to throw that jump ball, and it's going to be caught and hauled in by Roark.
Well, okay, I was going to say the back judge and the side judge were talking there for a second, but like you said, he did catch it.
He did catch it and haul it in with 3:33 to go. So a little bit of momentum here now for Cassville. They found something to work in their passing game on those quick hitters. Roark has all the receiving yards. He's got 3 for 57. On to attempt the PAT. Looks like it's going to be Diego Haros. And it's going to be a low kick, and I think it sailed through. No, they're going to say it went underneath. It looked like it went over the top. 3:33 to go. Seneca leads this one 35-6 on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians.
And we welcome you back to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. 3:33 to go here in the first half as Cassville has found the end zone for the first time tonight.
Don't be surprised if they try a pooch kick, onside kick.
Try to get something going. Yeah,
try and keep their momentum.
They will receive the second half kick as well.
So
that front line, Kana Miller, Truelock, Owens, King, and Laughlin have to be ready. And then watch a little squib. They're going to maybe try to place it right at the 38-yard line and see what happens. Put some of their speedy guys on the edge. Look at number 9, Chance Freed coming over there on the near side. He's kind of running a little bit quick. So look for them to try to do a little pop-over kick over in the area of Sherwood and Adams.
Yeah.
We'll see how good this kicker is for Cassville. Wingo, he's their kickoff kicker, and Harros is their PAT kicker, field goal kicker. Left-footed kicker maybe. And it's going to be a little squib kick that's going to bounce off Chuluk's hands, and it's still on the ground, and Cassville's going to cover it up. Cassville covers it up at the 46-yard line.
And that's what we talked about, was you're going to have to watch the onside kick, and Cassville's got all kinds of momentum here at the moment.
And you know they're going to go right back to that passing game.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, quick. I mean, it's not a turnover, but quick changes like that, you tend to go quick.
They have 5 yards of rushing tonight. They're not going to go back to the running game if they can help it. They're going to go back to the passing game.
Yeah, Hunter Haynes has to be
Haynes
ready.
Has got to get his head on a swivel and turn around and make a play, because Roark's looking for that ball the entire time, and I know Haynes is staying right with him, but whenever they start looking for the ball, you look back for the ball too and jump up and go up
The
and
other
get
thing
it.
is go between his hands. You know,
right.
He's smaller than him, so when he goes up to grab it, try and go in between his hands and break up the pass.
First down and 10 for Cassville. Ball placed at the 46-yard line of Seneca.
See if the Seneca defensive line can force some pressure here again and make Rose a little quick.
Goutney split out to the near side. Barrientos to the far side. They're going to go for the home run ball once again, and that's going to be Barrientos, and it's going to be incomplete as he overshot him by just a step or two. Good coverage downfield by Hunter Haynes on that play.
That wasn't a bad pass by Rose, because the only person that had a shot to receive the ball was his wide receiver.
Barrientos listed at 6'2". Roark listed at 6 foot. And Hunter Haynes going after him at 5'7".
And that might be a little generous.
Well, either way, that's what they're going to try to do now to him, trying to get that height advantage. That's what they do in the NFL. You got a receiver like somebody 6'5", 6'6", they're going to go after that guy.
And like you've mentioned in the past, Seneca plays man-to-man, and that's what they did, and we'll see if and I think they're going to call a timeout here, Seth.
Yeah, they're going to have to call a timeout. There's 4 seconds left on the play clock. They don't have the play in. Timeout, Cassville. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. Seneca leading 35-6 on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
And we're back here in the first half of play. Seneca leading 35-6. Cassville with the possession once again after the onside kick. Roark going to the far side. James going to the far side. One receiver to the near side.
Watch crossers.
Rose going to throw. They do have crossing routes. You called that one, Ben. And that's going to be caught by the receiver, Roark, at the 21-yard line. They're going to say he got inside the 20 to the 19-yard line.
And that was a good job by Haynes and Klaus of staying on their guys. It looked like he pushed off a little bit, but apparently he didn't extend his arms.
So 27-yard pickup for the Wildcats. Barrientos split out to the near side this time. Roark split out to the far side. Wonder where they're going to go. They're probably going to go to Barrientos or Roark. Roark going to look to get the ball. That's going to be intercepted by Blaze Graham at the goal line. Intercepted by Blaze Graham as a safety. Now is going to cheat over the top, and it's going to be a touchback for the Indians.
Third turnover by Seneca's defense, and not only that, it was also overthrown a little bit, but like you said, good job by the safety to come over the top.
Well, that's kind of also on the defensive line. That's an interception forced by them because they're forcing Rose to make some quick reads, just throwing it up quickly because, you know, if he holds it longer than about a 2-second count, Wayne Scribner or Jace Renfro, Don Brown, one of those guys is going to get back there and make a play. So Graham coming over the top to make that play. Great read by him. First down and 10. Seneca, 2:48 to go here, and I'm sure Seneca once he gets that touchdown back right away. Ball placed on their own 20. Probert, shotgun formation. Going to run it to the right side. Blocker set up in front of him. Makes one guy miss. Makes another guy miss. Still on his feet. Tristan Thompson going to spin him down to the turf at about the 38-yard line, 39-yard line. Good run by Probert to get 19 on the play. First down and 10.
Good job there by Hagen Ginger to kick a guy inside and leave a running lane there for Probert.
First down and 10. Seneca after the 19-yard rush by Probert on that carry. Two receivers to the far side. Klaus checks back in. Roman Miller to his right. 2:27 to go here in the first half. Seneca leading 35-6. Klaus going to look to throw. Dump pass out to the flats for Ryan Owens, and he drops it looking to get upfield before he had the ball. That happens. That happens from time to time. Second down and 10.
Yeah, looking ahead, he had some blockers in front of him as well, so he probably potentially could have gone for a long ways.
Mount Vernon leading Aurora first quarter 7-0 right now. Aurora, don't sleep on the Hound Dogs. A lot of guys returning, a lot of key position players returning for the Hound Dogs. 2:21 to go. First half. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. Two receivers to the far side, Sherwood and Haynes. Klaus, shotgun, going to roll out to the right. Looking to throw, now he's going to run. Owens blocking for him downfield, lowers his shoulder, gets depth to the 48-yard line, just a yard short of the first down. 9-yard pickup for Klaus on that carry.
That was a straight option play. You had Miller there behind him if he wanted to pitch it, but he saw how much green he had, lowered his shoulder, and able to get 9 on the play.
I'd like to see a foot race between Caden and Gavin, his older brother, who was faster in their prime back in the day from the quarterback position. Third down and 1. Handoff, Miller, left side, Scribner blocking. Good job blocking downfield too by Owens. And Miller's going to be finally tripped up enough at about the 45-yard line, enough for the first down across midfield. Miller goes.
If you're the Indians, you want to take this final 145, get in the end zone, and not give the ball back to Cassville because they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Ginger going to go to the far side, and he's going to be in tight. Two receivers on the near side with Haynes and Sherwood. Klaus going to look to throw. And now he's going to take off and run, a design quarterback run. He's going to get off Miller's block and go to the right side, get inside the 40-yard line, down to the 38-yard line he goes. And Seneca's, I believe, is going to call a timeout. With 1:22 to go, we'll step aside for 60 seconds here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Sponsoring the East Newton Patriots is Promised Land Fellowship on the
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
Second down and 4 coming up for the Indians. Klaus, shotgun, going to look to pass. Looking for the deep ball. Got an out route to Graham. Graham's going to, haul it in. No, it gets knocked out. Good coverage downfield by Roark to bat that one free. It's going to stop the clock with 1:17 to go. Klaus put it right on the money, only where Graham could get it. But Roark comes from behind on the safety position and knocks it free.
Yeah, came over the top of Graham and slapped it away from him. It was a good play, both a good throw and a good play.
Back on the ball quickly now for the Indians.
And
as a defensive lineman jumped off sides, the guilty party, Ethan Sizemore, the junior, 6 foot, 250 pounds. I believe he may have been starting as a freshman for Cassville, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago. He is a high-energy, high-octane guy for this defensive front for Cassville.
And the free 5 yards gives you a first down without having to snap the football.
First down and 10, ball to the 34-yard line.
Cassville does have they got 2 timeouts left.
Seneca only has 1 timeout left. Ginger split out to the far side with Haynes. Graham and Sherwood split out to the near side. Miller to the left of Klaus. 4-man front for Cassville. That's going to be a fake to Miller, and it's going to be a toss out to Graham to the backside, and he also dropped. This humid night, I wonder if those guys that are getting a little slick out there with all the humidity, all the sweat that they have going on right now, because it's very muggy out here tonight after those rains move through.
Yeah, the rain cooled it off there for about 15 minutes and then
Yeah, that is true, Ben. 15 minutes is about all the relief we had, and then the humidity, the sun came out, and the humidity just took off.
But you can't complain too much because we got our game started on time, whereas a lot of
some games being moved to tomorrow. Yeah.
A lot of games are being played later, or like you said, having to be moved to tomorrow. So grateful, so far we've gotten it in.
Going to send Haynes in motion from far side to near side. They're going to roll back to the right side. It's going to be an option play. And here comes the pitch. No, it's going to be Klaus keeping himself. Breaks one tackle, makes a jump cut. Got enough for the first down inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Good job by Klaus on that play. The clock will stop momentarily while they reset the chains.
Yeah, good job there by him. He was able to juke out a couple defenders. They had one guy trying to cover both the pitchman and Klaus, and he was able to fake him out.
Clock winds back up. Klaus going to look to throw. Looking out route to Graham. Graham, it's going to be batted away. Coming up to make the play is Chance Freed as he gets a hand in there and bats it away from Blaze Graham. Good, again, a good ball, only where Graham could get it, but a good defensive play by the Wildcat player.
I was going to say, yeah, he got a piece of it there at the very end.
Probert going to check in for the Indians. 2nd down and 10. Ball placed at the 24-yard line. 58 seconds to go here in the first quarter play. First half of play, excuse me. I keep doing that tonight.
I'll tell you something, never mind.
Okay. Trips to the near side this time for the Indians. Graham, Ginger, Sherwood, Probert, quarterback. Going to take the snap. Going to be a design run, quarterback run. He makes one guy miss, still on his feet, spinning out of contact. He gets hit hard as somebody came up from behind and hit Probert hard, but he's going to be inside the 20 to about the 19, and I believe there's going to be a timeout on the field by the Indians. That is going to be the case. 51 seconds to go. Seneca leading 35-6 here in the first half of play on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
And we welcome you back as Seneca looking at a 3rd down situation coming up, 3rd down and 5. I had my yardage wrong a while ago. That was a 5-yard carry by Probert. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5. The initial line of scrimmage is at the 24. Coach, what'd you have? A quick?
Well, number 9 for Cassville said he's a good friend of our cameraman.
Gotcha.
And Rising. Wouldn't believe this, though. He plays hockey.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's my type of guy.
Trips to the far side. Klaus going to roll out. Going to look for the backside dump pass. He's going to throw left-handed to Miller. Miller hauls it in. He's not going to have enough for the first down. It's going to be short. Ball placed at about the 16-yard line.
I think you go for it here. 4th down and about 2. And the clock is running, 30 seconds to go, but you got time as they snap it quick.
It's going to be Miller to the right side. Got a little bit of an opening there. He's got enough for the first down. That should stop the clock momentarily. And they're going to have to hurry up and get back on the ball. It's going to be 1st down and 10.
25 seconds to go and counting. And somebody for...
That should stop the clock.
Cassville was slow to get up.
1st down and goal from the 10 for Seneca. And that's going to be a stoppage of clock there. Did we get a spike by Klaus?
Injury timeout.
I think they got a stoppage of the 2nd down as a spike by Klaus.
Okay, only a second went off the clock.
I had my head down there for a second to put that one in.
Cassville had the ball underneath him. The kid was just laying on it. And the referees were waiting for him to get up. And that's the reason Coach Hilburn was hollering at him, but to start the play clock.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on Twitter at KNEO917 Sports.
Klaus going to look to pass, looking for the out route. And it's going to come back to Sherwood over the middle, and he goes in and out of his hands. We've seen 2 or 3 do that tonight. 19 seconds left. Going to make it third down.
He was wide open. I'm not sure if it was crossers, but there was not a defender within 5 yards of Sherwood.
They ran a little curl route from the outside. And like I said, he's set in his zone with no one there, and it's a good throw by Klaus.
Back on the ball now, 3rd down and goal from the 10-yard line, 19 seconds to go.
Just need Blaze Graham to make an acrobatic catch.
Yes. He's not even in there. Klaus going to look to throw. Looking for the out route. Now he's going to go and thread the needle to Hunter Haynes. He hauls it in at 1 yard. No, there's no first down. It's 1st down and goal.
Now it's 1st and goal. Oh.
Got to get quickly on the ball. 8 seconds left. 7 seconds left. Got to get position right. Don Brown going to take the snap. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Miller's going to try to power his way in. Makes the first guy miss, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. Seneca not able to get in there because the line wasn't ready to go. They snapped the ball, handed it off, and Miller just unable to get in. You come up 1 yard short. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite you. After one half of play, Seneca leads 35-6 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. We'll be back with your halftime show right after this.
Jesus said that one of the signs of the climax of history would be the distress of nations with perplexity.
Wow, we see that every day, don't we? People and nations who are perplexed and distressed. So what's the answer? Billy Graham knew.
I'm convinced beyond doubt that the only hope for this world is the coming again of Jesus Christ. There is no other answer except the return of Jesus Christ.
So as followers of Jesus, what do we do until then?
Till that glorious moment, our job is to shine His lights. We're to be the salt of the earth, and we're to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ around the world.
We can help you discover how to share your faith with others at goingfarther.net. Click where it says Basics of Christianity. That's goingfarther.net from the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Welcome to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. Once again, here's Ben Walcott.
Welcome back to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium here in Seneca as we're here at the half, and the halftime show is brought to you by Prairie Top Chiropractic and Lankford Insurance. Coming up at the half, I'll talk with Athletic Director Rich Adkins as part of our Indians Minute, and we'll have an interview with a Freeman trainer as part of our Freeman Sports Health Minute. You're listening to Seneca Indian Football here on the KNEO, Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, Better Health, Better You.
The Indians Minute is sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri.
Welcome to today's edition of the Indians Minute here on KNEO. I'm Ben Wolcott. Today we're joined by the Seneca Athletic Director Rich Adkins. And Rich, I think probably last year at this time, I don't know that you would be thinking where you are at this point this year would be where you are with all the defections from the Big Eight. You've contracted the Big Eight a little bit, but I think it probably works out a little bit more in your favor because now you kind of get an overall Big Eight champion in every sport instead of just a Big Eight West champion and a Big Eight East champion.
Yeah, we really like where we are right now. We have a good group in our conference here in the Big Eight. There's 9 schools and a bunch of good school districts that we work well against, that are tough to compete against. But yeah, lightened up some of our travel. Some of those times when we went east could be long nights, especially when you looked in volleyball and basketball and things like that. So we're really excited where we are. We're excited to be a part of this new Big Eight, I guess you could call it. It's kind of the old traditional schools that were in it. So we're excited about it. It's going to be a tough conference. A lot of these schools are very good and very competitive in a lot of sports. So it's not an easy task for our teams, but one we welcome for sure.
And you mentioned just how competitive the Big Eight is going to be. In football-wise, you look at it, you have all the Big Eight West schools, which, I think there was 3 or 4 teams that won their district last year. And then you add 2 of the better teams from the Big Eight East in Aurora and Mount Vernon. And so whoever wins the Big Eight is going to rightfully earn it. And I think you're getting everybody ready for the playoffs when it comes to that.
Yeah, just going through this schedule, I mean, we've looked at it. I've looked at it with Coach Hilburn. I've talked about it with the other athletic directors in the conference, and yeah, that's definitely the consensus. Whoever comes out on top of this group is going to be a really good football team. And even if you don't come out as the champion, you're still probably going to be a really good football team. I mean, just a physical conference every Friday is going to be a tough one. So we're it's the schedule is daunting, but it's daunting for everyone in the conference. So I'm excited to see how this is going to play out this year.
Yeah, the football team has a lot of offensive and defensive linemen back, but they have a lot of skill guys that they have to replace. But the way Coach Hilburn has this thing rolling, you kind of expect some good things as you get towards the playoffs, and he always preaches 1% better every day, and you kind of want to be playing your best ball there at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think we feel good going in. I know he's a little nervous. I mean, anytime you're replacing that many skilled players, it can make a coach nervous. I remember doing that myself. But one thing that Coach Hilburn and our football staff does so well is on Monday nights with freshmen and JV, they get them so many reps and lots of playing time. So by the time these kids are ready to play on Friday night, they've got that experience and they feel confident about doing their job. So that's just a credit to our coaching staff. Coach Hilburn and those guys do a phenomenal job of preparing our young kids as they're freshmen and sophomores. So hopefully by the time they're juniors or even seniors, they're ready to play on Friday night.
Yeah, definitely should be exciting fall season for us. And as we jump into softball, softball may not have the numbers that you're looking. I think they have 11 players out, and 6 of them are seniors. So it's definitely going to be a senior-led program for second-year coach for Allie Stolte.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good. Like you mentioned, the numbers are a little bit down, but Coach Stolte does a great job with these kids. She has a very good energy about her, has a great knowledge base for the sport, and the kids enjoy playing for her. Yeah, like I said, as mentioned, the numbers were down, but we've got 6 seniors. We got 2 seniors in Callie Fields and Callie Rhodes that are 2 of the best players around the area, and so they can both hit, they can get on base, and field their positions. So they're great leaders for the team, and I think they're going to have a good season.
And I know by the time this comes out, you'll find out kind of where you are positioned in classes and everything, but are you kind of expecting any class changes? I think it was a couple years ago they kind of threw you a curveball with football in Class 2, but last year you got moved back to Class 3, and then everything else is kind of where it's been.
Right. Yeah, we don't. At this time, I don't think we anticipate anything like that. I think we all have. I mean, of course, we don't know, and I could be wrong by the time this goes. But I anticipate us to all just fit about where we were last year. I don't expect districts to change a whole lot as far as who's in our districts and stuff like that. Maybe 1 or 2 teams here and there, but we kind of expect everything to be pretty similar to what it was last year.
And then the cross-country programs, it seems like they just get better and better every year.
Yeah, they are. One exciting thing with our cross-country program, we've really been trying to grow that program over the last few years, and it's continuing to grow. Our high school numbers have grown a bit, but what we're really seeing is at our junior high level. We have a lot of junior high kids that are involved in cross country, so it really looks positive for the future for our cross country program.
And then I don't want to forget them because they're student athletes as well. Your girls golf team.
Well, we have our girls golf, and he's grown a little bit. He has 6 girls out. 5 of them are returning this year, so he's kind of had that group since they were freshmen. He's had a lot of juniors that have come out this year and a couple seniors. So we're excited about the girls golf. And like I said, Coach Schulte, he's growing that program. And some of these girls are veterans now that are playing. So, and then we also have our volleyball.
Oh,
so we
yep.
also have our volleyball.
I knew I forgot about somebody.
Yeah. No, we also have our volleyball program. Coach Io's she's got more kids than she's had in a few years. She's over 20 kids this year, which is a little bigger number than she has. One kind of interesting thing with our volleyball team is we don't have a senior on our team. Now we do have, I believe she has 10 or 11 juniors, so it's a very junior-heavy team, which, was going to be fun to watch this year. They're going to get a lot of experience playing this year, so you kind of get almost 2 years of girls being seniors because they've had to kind of turn into the leaders. So they're going to get 2 years of quality play, and hopefully we'll see benefits from that.
Well, Rich, I know once the seasons really get rolling here, it seems like they go so quickly. So we appreciate you taking a couple minutes here on the Indians Minute today.
Bet. Thanks, man.
Thank you for listening to the Indians Minute, sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri. For more information, his number is 417-451-1504.
People's Bank of Seneca is proud to support this portion of the game. They offer banking services including checking and savings accounts, CDs, and loans for individuals and businesses. They have locations in the Seneca and Joplin areas and are online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
A nonprofit organization, a sponsor of high school sports.
It's time for the Freeman Sports Health Minute. The Freeman Sports Team is proud to serve as the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges.
Welcome to another Health Minute here on KNEO. Adam Winkler here with you, joined by Doug Ashton. He is a trainer with Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And Doug, today's topic is, what are some of the common causes of lower back pain in athletes?
One of the first things that you kind of look at with low back pain, a lot of kids don't realize that when they play or are active is they don't take enough time to stretch. They get out and are very, very active, but they get tight. And what happens is they grow. A lot of times they go through a growth spurt. And when they grow, they don't stretch enough. And, you know, the bones grow faster than the muscles do, and then they get tight. And so they just think, oh, I don't need to stretch. And they don't realize that stretching is so vital. And when they don't stretch, it's usually the back side of their thighs, which are the hamstrings. Those hamstrings get super tight. And when they do that, they utilize, when those hamstrings are tight, they use more of the back than they do the hamstrings. And when they're not stretched, the back takes more of the brunt. So the back gets that ability or that movement, the back gets all of that draw. So the back it's basically the bad guy gets all of the hard work rather than the legs for some reason. And so instead of the hamstrings getting all the pull, the back gets all the pull. So that's why you see lower back pain with a lot of those injuries seeming than it is the hamstrings. But the legs get a lot of work too. So usually those kids respond pretty well, but it's just a matter of showing them what to do or how to do that, and they come out of that pretty well and pretty quickly as long as they're shown what to do. But that's usually the case. There is other situations where other types of injuries can occur, but it's a matter of identifying and evaluating them correctly and showing them what to do. And if it seems like it's something that's not going to correct in a quick amount of time, or it's going to be something that's going to linger, or it's something that's going to go on for a longer period of time, it may need further evaluation. It may need follow-up with a physician. It may need x-rays, something of that nature. Then we definitely want to get follow-up care for them.
For the Freeman Sports Health Minute, I'm Adam Winkler.
Thank you for listening to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. The teams are headed back out on the field. Seth Wilson and Ben Walcott are ready to go in the broadcast booth, and Daryl Harbaugh is returning to the sideline. The third quarter is almost here. Back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indians Sports Network.
Lost Creek Wireless in Seneca, Missouri is proud to support the Seneca Indians. Owned and operated by Clayton Driscoll, a Seneca Indian alumni, they offer high-speed internet to Seneca and other surrounding areas. To learn more information about the areas they serve or plans offered, their website is lostcreekwireless.com or by phone at 417-553-1959. Lost Creek Wireless, where their slogan is, your hometown choice in internet.
Happy Egg, based out of Rogers, Arkansas, has been a local business for many years with their free-range farms. They are now taking applications for prospective growers to raise hens. If you have 10 acres of land and are interested in learning more information about becoming a Happy Egg grower, their website is happyegg.com/grower or by phone at 479-925-8855. A supporter of community broadcasting on KNEO.
Jamie and Terry Langford with Langford Insurance at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, Missouri are proud to serve our local area and support the Seneca Pride Marching Band. Langford Insurance specializes in life, agribusiness, and personal insurance needs. For more information, their phone number is 417-776-5433 or online at www.midaminsurance.com. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back at the half here on Seneca, Missouri, where the Indians have a 35-6 lead. It looked like the Indians were just going to run away with this one to start the game, coming out on fire, putting point after point on the board as Coach Harbaugh's made his way all the way to the far side of the field, back there in front of the play clock, just trying to keep his distance from us, trying to cool off. There's not much airflow right now. Had a Indianette dancer, had a little bit of a heat exhaustion out there. Hopefully they can get her cooled down on the sideline during that halftime performance. Your halftime show sponsors, Prairie Top Chiropractic and Langford Insurance. Looking through the stats from the first half, Bodie Rose is 4 of 11 in that first half for 84 yards. And they have 5 rushing yards total tonight on about 10 carries. So they have tried to figure out the Seneca defense, and what they've been able to find is through the air. But we saw in their last possession, Blaze Graham coming over the top, making a nice play, because they're really only sending 1 or 2 receivers out. They're not sending 4 guys out. So if they continue to do that, they have to have max protect.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say they can only send 1 or 2 guys out because the defensive ends and the defensive tackles are winning the battle up front, and they're able to push guys back. So Buddy, is that his name, I believe? Rose?
Bodie.
Yes. Bodie Rose. I apologize for that. Bodie Rose doesn't have time to look for more than 1 receiver or 2 receivers, and even then he's rushed in those throws.
Yeah, Kai Adams got to him on that option play. Maybe it was a passing play, I'm not sure, but Kai Adams just absolutely took him down. Then he got hit hard from behind by Lane Scribner. Lane shed his blocker quickly whenever he was trying to roll out to the right side.
That should have been a delay of game.
Yeah, we were fortunate not to get the delay of game because it turned out for a forced fumble by Scribner, and I didn't see who jumped on top of that one. Maybe if Coach was able to see that one, remember who jumped. I know Probert jumped on the second one. So we have 3 turnovers in the first half, and the points off of turnovers, we only have not scored 1 possession the entire game, and we were 1 yard short. We're a little out of sync trying to hurry up and get that last play, and with about 7 seconds left, they snapped the ball. Nobody did anything besides Jace Renfro, Caden Klaus, and Roman Miller. Miller didn't have anywhere to go. Nobody blocked, and it was the end of the half.
Yeah, I mean, those are situations that, those are learning experience. Those are things that you learn, shouldn't happen by week 9. You know what's happening week 1. Sometimes some things go forward a little bit, and, hopefully things okay, and hopefully that young lady down there is okay.
Yeah, they're bringing a cart out for her just because probably going to get her some fluids to her. She looked a little wobbly, weak in her knees as they were bringing her off. She got helped off to the sideline during that halftime performance. As far as for the Indians in that first half, Roman Miller went over the century mark in the first half of play. 15 carries, 136 yards total for him in the first half. Probert, 8 carries, 52 yards. Klaus, 10 carries, 77 yards. Graham, 1 carry for 14 yards. Caden Klaus is 3 of 9, 64 yards, spreading the ball evenly. Blaze Graham with the most spectacular catch I've ever seen a high school player make for 29 yards.
For me, it's not even high school. That's the most spectacular. You have
amazing.
Odell Beckham Jr., but that's on TV in person. Like you said, I haven't seen anything better, and there aren't very many catches on TV that you'll see any better than that.
Yeah, and his older brother Braxton, playing for that 2003 team that finished state runner-up that year. Just a remarkable athlete as well, and so he's been working with him. We missed Blaze last year, had some knee issues last year, but he's back this year as the Indians make their way back on the field. I believe they're going to have the 3 minutes, and the 3 minutes after we have 3 minutes left, and I believe they'll have another 3 minutes of warm-up clock will they put back on there for each team to get loosened up before the second half starts.
I mean, we talked about some of the unknowns. Kai Adams has done an excellent job defensively shooting the gap. You think about Roman Miller, Caden Klaus, Brody Probert, all 3 of them, trying to replace Jackson Mars, even Gavin Hoover. They're all doing an excellent job of not making the first guy wrap him up, not making the second guy wrap him up. Usually it's 4 or 5. I would love, which it's hard to keep track of, especially when you're trying to call the game too. I would love to see at some point, yards after contact, because they have so many here tonight.
Yeah, the shortest carries for the night, Miller on that last carry got 0 yards. He had another carry of 2. His first carry was 3. Probert's had a 2 and a 1. Other than that, they've been 3 or more. I mean, so you got 5 carries out of about, I'd say, close to 35 carries. They have only had about 4 or 5 stay 3 yards and under. So that's pretty remarkable. And credit to that offensive line. You got Don Brown, Diego Maya, Jace Renfro, Nolan Napier. I'm drawing a blank on one. Lane Scribner. Those 5 up front, and I'm sure they're rotating some guys in there, but those guys up front are giving plenty of space for our running backs, our running game to run through.
Yeah, you talk about how they were going to have to rely on the offensive and defensive lines, and right now, guess what? The offensive line is creating holes, and the defensive line is creating havoc.
Looking at time of possession, that first half, Seneca 14-49, Cassville 9-11. Seneca running 45 plays of offense, Cassville 22 plays. Cassville on their drive chart yardage, only 93 total yards, which correlates pretty close to what they have in actual offensive yards. And Seneca 340 yards drive chart yardage, again, pretty close to what they have. They have 279 rushing, 64 through the air for 343 total on my little stats on the fly. Again, not all those are going to be completely accurate. Sometimes I get fired up and I forget to go back and add in a player after a touchdown, but definitely a remarkable first half effort for this Indian ball club. They've got to do more of the same. Their defense has got to get back to work, and I bet Coach Crane's probably made some adjustments, because I think Coach Weldy over there, all those guys are Crane and Weldy, I believe, played high school football together, if I'm not mistaken, at Aurora. With Gasway, too. Gasway is over a physical education teacher over the intermediate elementary school. I believe all 3 of those guys played high school football together. And so you got that. They played at Southern together, too, a little bit, I believe. So, it's kind of a chess match between these guys, and it's a lot of fun to see them go back and forth amongst them all. We're going to put 3 minutes back on the clock to get the second half started. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
We Christians ought to be lights in the midst of darkness, and our lives should exemplify peace and joy in the midst of frustration, confusion, and despair.
But that's not always the case, is it? Billy Graham understood why it can be hard for followers of Christ to be different from the world around them.
Every possible pressure is being brought to bear upon the Christians to conform to the standards of the world. The greatest need in America and in the Western world at this hour is not a new organization. It is not more money. It is more revival among God's people. And we're never going to have a revival unless Christians discontinue their conformity to the world.
If you want to be different from the world around you, we have some resources that can help. Stop by our website, findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
And welcome back to the Halftime Show. Your Halftime Show sponsors Prairie Top Chiropractic and Langford Insurance. We're 60 seconds away from the start of the second half here at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. Seneca leading 35-6.
And Cassville gets the ball to start the second half, so if you're Seneca, not only do you have to do a good job on kickoff, it's not return, kickoff
coverage.
Thank you. But then you're also going to have to make sure to watch out for, like we said, those 1 or 2 man routes where they're going up against Hunter Haynes. And if you're Seneca, CF Hilburn has had a discussion with the officials about a little bit of those push-offs as well, because there's been a couple times where the Cassville receivers have extended their arms, it seemed like, with no call.
If you look at Seneca penalties in that first half, they have a holding penalty for 10 yards, a holding penalty for a net of 6 yards, loss, and a defensive encroachment. I believe that's all the penalties they have in that first half. So you're looking at 16, 21 yards on 3 or 4 penalties. Not too bad for the Indians that first half.
Problem for the Indians is one of those was on a 4th down and 2,
and
that extended the drive
and
they scored a touchdown.
You're exactly right, Ben. Drew Sherwood's going to tee this one up the 40-yard line. I don't know if it's the humidity, but the crowd kind of seems a little bit mellowed out.
It also could be the score, too.
That is true. Yeah. That is true.
And it's been a while since Seneca has scored. I don't know real time. It's probably been over 40 minutes.
Gautney and James back deep to receive a high short kick that's going to be fielded by, I believe, number 13 for the Wildcats. He's going to try to bounce it out to the left side. Coming up to make the play is Brant Laughlin, taking him down in his tracks at about the 26-yard line for Cassville at their own 26.
Good job there by the coverage team to make him not get any more than what he did.
Hunter Morris, the senior tight end at 5'9", 180 pounds for the Wildcats, hauling that one in on that second line. And we'll see if Cassville comes back to the line quickly like they did in that first half and try to get their passing game going. Jace Renfro on the defensive line, Dom Brown, Hagan Ginger, and Lane Scribner ready to get to work, ready to pin their ears back because we see them come to the line of scrimmage quickly and snap the ball quickly. Barrientos split out to the near side. Wishbone formation behind Rose. And it's going to be a handoff to the second guy through. He's going to have his legs taken out from underneath him. That's going to be Gautney on the carry. Blaze Graham and Miller there on the stop. Gautney gets up to about the 29-yard line. A pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7.
And I don't know if Seneca flipped their corners there with Sherwood and Haynes, but right now Sherwood is on the receiver. Well, now they go out.
They had just one receiver a while ago in Barrientos. This time it's going to be Riley James to the near side, Roark to the far side. And they're going to look to pass. Looking for the quick hitter this time. Roark's going to haul it in, and he's going to be short of the first down. Gets it about the 33-yard line, I believe, is where the far side judge has him. A gain of 4 on the place, 3rd down and 3. So just trying to keep it away from the Seneca rush defense because they're so stout.
Well, and that one, you know where you're going with the out route, quick throw and everything. And it is a little bit slick. Yes, this is turf. It absorbs water well, but Haynes slipped a little bit on the coverage as well.
Yeah, coming out of that break, he tried to make the break on the ball, and it's unable to do so because he lost his footing. Double tight formation, shotgun formation, 2-quarterback system. It's going to be a direct snap to Rose. Rose is going to take a hit from Klaus. He's going to dive forward, have enough for the first down, their first rushing first down of the night. As Rose able to get across the 35-yard line to about the 37, a 4-yard pickup, 1st down and 10.
Not sure if there's something wrong with the umpire. He's wondering about the ball.
I think he's drying it off. He's got a towel on the front of him there. Rose getting 4 yards on that carry. Cassville fans trying to get back into it. Game brought to you tonight by People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Prolude Maintenance Center, Seneca School District, and Lost Creek Wireless. James split out to the near side. You got an 8-on-8 matchup out here. James number 8, Sherwood number 8. Seneca wearing their all red uniforms. Wishbone formation behind Rose. Rose is going to give it to the second guy through. That's going to be Roark, and Roark's not going to get any ground there as Lane Scribner comes up to make the play. And Roark a little slow to get off the turf, as well as number 13, the lead blocker, Hunter Morris. Morris is being helped off the turf. Go ahead.
This is where conditioning comes into play as well. Seneca has always prided themselves on their conditioning. Can you wear a team down and pull away in the 3rd and 4th quarter? And on a hot, muggy night, we'll have to see who does a better job here in the second half.
Watch for a trick play. They've got their other quarterback, Tristan Thompson. He comes back in the backfield sometimes. Watch for them to go for a halfback pass or something like that because they're sending Roark to the near side this time. Barrientos to the far side. Watch for them to roll out to this near side. 3 seconds left on the play clock. There's no way they're going to get this off. They don't. Delay of game. They call a timeout. I believe Coach Weldy did call a timeout. The side judge is going to waive this one dead. 9:19 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Seneca leading 35-6. We'll step aside for 30 seconds on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Second down and 10 coming up for the Wildcats. Ball placed on their own 37-yard line. 9:19 to go here in the third quarter of play. Seneca leading 35-6. Barrientos split out to the near side. We'll see if Cassville huddles up and then goes quickly on the ball. Roark going to split out here with Barrientos. One receiver split out to the far side this time, changing things up a little bit. Now Probert's going to go coverage here.
Watch
split back formation. That's going to be a handoff. Kai Adams going to come up and fill up, and I believe as Roman Miller missed him, it's going to be Caden Klaus taking him down to the ground, spinning him down to the turf. Miller had a chance to get him, just missed him. The handoff went to Gautney. Sorry, Ben, what were you trying to say during that play?
No, you're good. I was going to say, watch the crossers there. Probert went over, and they may be trying to switch some things up because Probert switched late there on a defender. I know they had a guy on the far side, but they switched him late.
They were trying to keep their cornerbacks, their true defensive backs on the receivers, and then that kind of messed things up when they went a little uneven. Two receivers on one side, one on the far side. Roark split out to the far side. James to the near side. Split back formation behind Rose. Rose going to look to throw. He's got coverage in his face. Caden Klaus has gone the coverage as well, and Roark's going to go over the top of two defenders and haul that one in.
Now, that was a nice play by him, and Haynes is down.
He got rolled up on that play. Haynes is going to be down. Hopefully he's okay. Oh, man. He looks like he's in a lot of pain right now. Maybe just a cramp down this calf. 8:31 to go here. We're going to step aside for a break as they tend to Hunter Haynes on the sideline.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
And we welcome you back as Hunter Haynes looks like he's going to be all right. Looks like he may have a little cramping on that play as he's running downfield trying to make the play. And it's going to be first down and 10 from the 27-yard line of Seneca for Cassville. A nice catch by Roark. If he went over the top on that one, 31-yard pickup. Rowe's going to give it to Roark on the outside, trying to get to the free. He's down the sideline. He goes, and that's going to be finally knocked out of bounds. Deep downfield at about the 8-yard line.
Stepped out. I think a lot of Cassville people thought he might have gotten in the end zone.
But he was at the 6, so all the way down the 6 on that, just a quick power play. First down and goal at the 6, 21-yard pickup from Roark. So if anything, Cassville's going to be able to take to this next week is their Roark's their go-to guy. If they don't have him, there's not much else they've done.
I mean, the other thing you think about it is, Seneca jumped out to a 35-0 lead, and that was about 8 minutes left in the second quarter, and Cassville slowed things down.
It's going to go the first guy through. Nope. First guy through, wrapped up quickly by Jace Renfro. A pickup of maybe 1-2 yards in the play. Far side, Judge has him to the 4. I'm not sure he even got that far. They're going to put him at the 4, a 2-yard pickup. I didn't even see who the ball carrier was.
14.
14, Thompson, the backup quarterback. A 2-yard pickup for him. Second down and goal at the 4.
See if this defense can bow up here and not allow a score.
7:52 to go here in the third quarter play. Seneca leading 35-6.
Think about it, Cassville last time they had the ball, they got this close and they threw a pick. So
Barrientos split out to the far side this time. Cassville waiting to break the huddle. 6 seconds left. I think they're trying to just drain as much clock as they can if it's running. Shotgun formation for Rose. He's going to fake the handoff. Coming free is Hagen Ginger. Going to try to chase down Bodie Rose. He's going to throw it into the ground. Luckily, he was outside the pocket. Been intentional grounding because there was nobody. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think you have that rule.
I was going to say, I wonder if that's the case in high school, because in college you have to get back to the line of scrimmage, which was the 5, and he threw it out
at the 10,
and that's what they're talking about right now.
He didn't even make it to the 10, gentlemen. It's about the 15-yard line when that ball
there's
went
your
out.
flag, Seth.
There's your flag coming in. Yeah, he just threw it on the ground just to avoid the sack because Hagen Ginger was in hot pursuit. That's going to march him back several yards.
So it's a spot foul and loss of down, so it's at the 12, it looks like. Because Hagen did a good job of just pursuing him, and, it's where he threw it out of bounds. So it's at the 12 or the 13.
Gotcha.
And it is a loss of down, so it should be 3rd and goal.
So they're going to put it at the 12-yard line on this near hash.
And I
Are
wonder.
they going to take it? Or they're just going to put it somewhere.
Yeah, we don't know. Everybody's on that far hash, and so they're wondering where to put it.
So 3rd down and goal. All the way back to the 12, a loss of 8.
Good job there by Seneca.
Oh, now they're going to march it. Is he marching it back? It's from that spot. They're going to march it 5 yards back. Okay, so it's going to go all the way back to the 17-yard line. 3rd down and goal at the 17. This actually gives Cassville a little bit more room to try to throw it over the top on Roark.
You got Sherwood on this side. I'm not sure.
Jagger Wilson, the new defender replacing Haynes. James is on the far side. Split back formation. Rose is going to look to throw. Looking for the home run ball once again. Blaze Graham going to come over and knock it free. Good job by Blaze Graham. I don't think he would have caught that inbounds anyway.
And it was a good job there by Wilson also, too. He was face guarding the entire time, and he used the sideline as an extra defender. So 4th and long here. See if the Seneca crowd can get involved here and try and help the Seneca defense get another stop.
4th down and goal. Ball placed to the 17. 7:18 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Play Seneca leading 35-6. They're going to try to kick a field goal here. Something positive to move forward after this. It's the right-footed kicker, Diego Harris. You got to watch the fake as Bodie Rose is the holder. And it's going to be a high kick, and it looks like it's going to go through the uprights. It is good. That was about a 36-yard field goal. 36-yard field goal attempt makes it 35-9 with 7:14 to go here in the 3rd quarter on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
I'm going to welcome you back to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium in Seneca, Missouri. Game brought to you tonight by Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Work, Prairie Top Chiropractic, 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, Langford Insurance, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, and Happy Egg.
Onside kick.
Yeah, Seneca's got their hands team. You know they're going to be ready for it now.
So now you got to watch the pooch kick and them try and kick it about the 35-yard line, and that's what Blaze Graham and Jagger Wilson are talking about.
Don't let it go over your head either.
Yeah.
This is a left-footed kicker, number 15, for the Wildcats. And once again, they let it go. That's going to go out of bounds.
It didn't touch Klaus, so if you're Seneca, you can take it. I think it'd be at the spot because the spot is better than the 35-yard line, so it'd be at the 39.
No, it's at the. It depends on where they. 31 is where.
So then they would go up to the 35.
Yeah. Seneca's just going to go ahead and bring their offense out on the field. They're not even going to question it.
Well, it went out at 37.
Yep, 37.
We'll get it right eventually, Seth.
One of those yard markers down there is where the ball will be placed at. Just one of them.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game, kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link. Get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening. There are a lot of games that have been delayed.
Klaus going to take the high snap. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's going to run to the right side, just getting behind his blockers and getting chunks of yardage up to the 44-yard line. Goes Miller on that carry. Nice run. Go ahead.
We always talk about 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but so far tonight it seems like it's 5
7.
or 6 yards in a cloud of dust. I mean, that one was 7. But
7. Second down, 3. Second down, 3 for the Indians. As Klaus is in shotgun, receivers to each side. Jagger Wilson on the near side. Sherwood to the far side. Hander's going to go to Miller. Makes the first guy miss. He lowers his shoulder. Going to spin out of contact and then begin driven out of bounds. And helped out down there by Coach Adams, making sure he didn't injure himself. He's going to be right at the yard to gain. I think he's got enough. Yeah, they're going and saying first down. He had to get 3. He got 3. First down and 10. Ball placed at the 47-yard line for the Indians.
If you're Seneca, I know he went out of bounds, so the clock stops, but you just want to keep that clock winding here if you're the Indians.
Just take a nice long drive and
in the end zone. Why not?
Yeah. Got to end on the end zone because a while ago they had one stop just short right before the half. Yeah. Sherwood split out to the far side, Graham to the near side. And it's going to be play action. Klaus going to look to throw. Ginger's going to go up and make the catch in contact. He had his footing for a second, but nice concentration by Hagen Ginger to go up and make that play. You can watch it on the replay here as Ben's got it pulled up. Ben, take us through that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a straight go route for him. He finds the soft spot in the zone. There's 3 Cassville defenders around him, but he found the soft spot and a nice throw. I believe it was Klaus that threw it. Nice throw by him and catch by Ginger, and he was very close to being able to bounce it as a timeout on the play, and I think we got a water break.
Timeout in the middle of the drive as well. We're going to step aside 35-9. Your score, Seneca in the lead with 5:59 to go in the third quarter here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
Ready to buy your dream home? Look no further than First Community Bank's Mortgage Department. Our experienced team is here to help you every step of the way from pre-approval to closing. With competitive rates, flexible terms, and personalized service, we'll make sure your home buying process is a breeze. Visit First Community Bank today and let us help make your dream home a reality. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Caden Klaus on the quarterback keeper. He's going to find his way into the end zone. Fouled a couple of blockers there. We had a commercial sponsor break there, and we were able to just get back and catch the very tail end of it. Good job there. I didn't know we were back yet. But a nice run by Caden Klaus as he hits pay dirt. Good blocking downfield. I saw Ryan Owens as one of the lead blockers, and there was another one too. May have been Ginger downfield blocking the linebacker as he takes it in from 37 yards out. The Indians get some points back on the yard. It's been a little bit of time since the last time they had scored, as Sherwood's PAT is going to go up. Looked like it almost got blocked, but it sneaks through the uprights. Your score 41-9 with 5:46 to go here in the third quarter on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
And we welcome you back as that last drive for the Indians, 63 yards, 1 minute 28 seconds off the clock. Just 4 plays capped off by the 37-yard touchdown run by Caden Klaus. I know I'm going to do it throughout the season. At some point, I'm going to say Gavin Klaus.
I almost said
and
it tonight.
And if I do it, just correct me and we'll move on. I'll make a mistake. Game brought to you tonight by Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Prolude Maintenance Center, Seneca School District, and Lost Creek Wireless.
Talked about, the Caden Klaus and the Hagen Ginger hookup. They've been doing that ever since they was little. And Hagan said he'd just run any route, and he said, Caden, find me.
That's that Travis Kelce Mahomes type of connection you got there when you've been playing with each other for so long. Ball fielded by James at about the 19-yard line. And he's going to be brought down to the turf just shy of the 30-yard line for the Wildcats.
And the Seneca kickoff team, they've been busy tonight, but they've done an excellent job. I think the best starting field position for Cassville was the 38.
Yeah, something like that in that first half. I think you're right. And if you're Seneca right now, I mean, Pendergraft checking in to play some defensive end, giving Hagan Ginger a breather.
And you might see that a little bit more where some of these second-stringer guys will – you're going to mix them in still at this point in the game, but you may see a little bit more on a hot night. Try and get everybody a little bit of playing time and give some guys a little bit of a break.
We're not quite. We're 33 right now, not quite to that 35 point.
Yeah.
That's why I think they went for that field goal. Let's just go for some points on a fourth down. And that kicker from
that was
Cassville
a good kick.
Crushed it.
They've had good kickers apparently. They breed kickers in Cassville.
Rose is going to roll out to the right, looking deep downfield, and he's going to throw that one away. This time it gets over the line of scrimmage, past the line of scrimmage for an incomplete pass. No
almost
intentional
hit
grounding.
Coach Use down there. Use wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
he was talking to a couple of his offensive linemen and almost nailed him.
Well, he was open.
Talking to Nolan Napier down there, and Ryan Owens talking about blocking downfield in that last one, how he sprung Caden Klaus for a long 37-yard touchdown run.
Community Bank and Trust proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. You may visit the branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banker needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Indians.
Second down and 10 from the 29. Rose under center. Going to roll out. No, he gives it off to the first man. Kanan Miller, their first man there. I believe Jace Renfro took him down. Renfro took down his blocker and the runner, Thompson.
That's not bad if you can take down your blocker and the runner, too.
We'll take that. Third down and 9 after the 1-yard pickup by Thompson.
Coach Crane really has this defense buzzing. You know, last year this Seneca defense was a very good defense, and, you know, he's been here, 2 or 3 years? Or he's been here the entire time Cody has, I believe, and guys are really understanding the system now. You know, all these guys have been in the system the entire 4 years now, and you're really starting to see them blossom under both Hilburn and Crane.
Roark split to the far side, Barrientos to the near side, split back behind Rose. Rose going to look to throw, setting up the screen pass to Thompson. Roman Miller is going to snuff it out and take him down for a loss. Kanan Miller coming up to help him out, as well as Kai Adams. Good job by the defense, not getting tricked on that play.
Yeah, Miller able to stay put and then wrap up because there was a lot of green grass behind him. And it looks like Cassville going to punt the ball here.
So Thompson, 1-yard loss on that reception. You got to watch out for Rose, too. Rose is their quarterback, also punting. Got to watch out for him.
Got rid of something, handed it to the referee.
And James is going to be split out to the far side. He's nobody's covering him. Okay, he went off the sideline. I was going to say, he was not going to go off the sideline real quick. Low end over and kick that Graham is just going to let it go, and it's going to take a Wildcat roll to about the 28-yard line. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Man, that first quarter flew by.
And since
this
then,
last quarter and a half has slowed down so much.
Well,
you got a lot of passing attempts happening, incomplete passes.
I was going to say, it's mainly on the Cassville side. You know, Seneca scores too quick, and then Cassville's trying to pass the ball, and they're not succeeding.
Ball placed at the 28 for Seneca on their own 28-yard line, first down and 10.
And Klaus comes out. Probert will be in here. You also have Jagger Wilson at that far side, I believe, with Drew Sherwood.
Hagan Ginger in tight on the near side. Kai Adams also checking in at the running back position. High snap, hauled in by Probert. Handoff to Adams. Adams going to get to the left side. Good blocking downfield by Hagan Ginger. Kai Adams makes one-man miss, and then he's going to run into Roark. And he's got enough for the first down. If you watch that blocking downfield by Ginger, excellent job by him just taking Freed and taking him out of the equation.
Yeah, he does a good job kicking out. Ryan Owens also does a good job there, driving his guy into the ground. A kick-out block there, and he leaves a path there for Kai Adams.
Kai Adams' first carry of the night, yields 14 yards. Graham and Sherwood split out to the far side. Adams in the backfield with Probert. Handoff's going to be Probert to the left side, getting behind his blockers, makes one-man miss across midfield, and there's going to be a penalty flag thrown, maybe in the area of holding. Ryan Owens was the lead blocker, and as well as Napier. We'll see what the penalty flag is for, as it came from the near side judge talking to the official head referee now.
Yeah, about the 47.5-yard line.
Might be in the area of holding because it looks like the Seneca coaches are a little bit disgruntled.
Yeah, it's funny because the side judge seems to think something, and the umpire's kind of like, I don't know if I see that.
So we're going to wait for the official word. We're going to say they're going to mark it back. Face mask on Seneca.
An offensive face mask.
So maybe got a little too handsy in there. So we don't see that very often.
So it's 1st and 10 still.
1st and, yes, back to the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 they go. 1st down and 10 for the Indians. Jagger Wilson and Drew Sherwood split out to the far side this time. Probert and Adams in the backfield. High snap. It's going to be Probert keeping it to the left side. Tries to make one man miss. Blocking off, going off of Kai Adams' block, but there's another holding penalty where Lane Scribner and Ryan Owens had their defenders blocked. He had enough for the 1st down, but it's going to come back.
I'm not sure if Hilburn's mad at its kids or the call.
I think they're just taking him down to the ground, and there's nothing illegal about taking. He's saying he caught him by the front of the collar and yanked him down, either on Scribner or on Owens. But
so that would make it 1st and 19, it looks like.
So now a hold.
So Seneca going backwards now.
And the clock stops at 3:07 here in the 3rd quarter, back to the 34-yard line.
33.
Thank you, Ben. So they started out the 28.
The clock should be winding. There we go.
1st down and about 19 for the Indians. Kind of slowing down now. Not very lively crowd. 2 receivers to the far side, Graham and Sherwood. Probert, shotgun. Takes a snap. Now it's going to be an option play to the right. He pitches it to Adams. Adams puts it on the ground. Layden Scribner's going to cover it up, though. Good job by Scribner trailing on that play. They're going to get a yard of the play, so Scribner gets a yard.
Sure.
And now Cassville's got a player injured.
I think he's just taking a while to get up.
He is. 2nd down and 18 for the Indians. Ball placed at the 34, 2:33 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Jamie Miller, the Seneca trainer, has been very busy since halftime.
Yes, people starting to get a little bit too much humidity. I'm going to give Scribner a 1 yard, 1 yard carry on that play, recovering
like
the fumble.
You said, Seth, you wonder if the humidity is starting to get into those gloves and everything.
Probert, shotgun, 3rd down, 18. Probert going to look to throw. It's a design quarterback run. He's going to run to the right up the middle. It runs into the umpire and then able to spring free, gets it about the 41-yard line. So pickup of 7 on the play.
And it was actually 2nd down, Seth, because they had to redo the down.
And now Cassville does have someone injured. I believe that's Ethan Sizemore. We'll stop right here as the injured player is tended to. 42-9, 1:57 to go here in the 3rd quarter in the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
You know what fear feels like. Maybe waiting on a medical test, wondering how you're going to make ends meet, or worrying about someone you love. What if those fears could be silenced by 2 little words? Fear not. When you trust your life and everything in it to Jesus Christ, those 2 words, fear not, can give you peace over anxiety.
In the midst of our world filled with its dangers, hate, and war, the words of our Lord Jesus Christ are more relevant today than they were then. Once more he comes to those who love him and says, fear not.
Billy Graham.
He comes to you in the hospital room. He comes to you in the midst of a family tragedy. He comes to you in the midst of a business or physical tragedy. And he says, fear not, I'm with you. I'm there to help you.
You can turn your fears over to God when you start a personal relationship with his son, Jesus Christ. Find out more at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back. 1:57 to go here in the 3rd quarter as Sizemore is helped off to the sideline. He's not even putting weight on that.
I was going to say, he may have had something rolled on him, bottom of the pile. He looks like one of those defensive linemen.
Yeah, he looked like he may have gotten rolled up. He's not even putting any pressure on that right leg, so I'm not even sure it's not just a cramping issue.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's more than that. He could have been at the bottom of the pile and somebody fell on him.
Seneca Indian Football brought to you tonight by Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Seneca Church of Christ, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, and Prairie Top Chiropractic. 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Indians offense. Kai Adams to the left of Probert. Probert shotgun formation, trips to the near side with Graham, Ginger, and Sherwood. 4 defensive linemen for Cassville. It's going to be a quarterback run to the right. Probert going to make one-man miss, still on his feet. He's across midfield at the 45-40, taking defenders with him. He finally going to be forced out of bounds. It gets enough for the first down at the 33-yard line, maybe 32. We'll see where they mark his forward progress. I think they're going to take him back to the 33. Good run there by Probert.
Well, you notice who they're running behind. It happens to be somebody in particular's grandson. Last year it was Brian Bigby and Hagen Jr. This year, so far through week 1, it's been a lot of Hagen because he's one of the best blockers in Southwest Missouri.
Well, you got him on the left side now with Don Brown. There's the two powers right there.
2 receivers the far side this time for Probert. Probert's going to take the snap. He's going to look to pass. Next to the first man miss, the ball's going to be on the ground, but it's going to be covered up by the Indians. There's a face mask penalty, too. Coming in, flying in with the face mask penalty is Hunter Morris.
So it should be first down and 10 for the Indians because it should be 15.
Don Brown just picked up the flag and handed it back to the ref. Just leave that alone. Just leave that alone.
Yeah.
He'll pick it up. Yes, there's a face mask penalty.
Even from the spot, I mean, it was
Yeah.
at the 43, and they needed the 33. So
that's a personal foul variety.
So it should be first down and 10.
So ball was placed at the 33.
And now it's the 22. 23?
All the way down to the 23-yard line. 10-yard penalty, first down and 10 for the Indians. See what they dial up. Go ahead.
If you're Seneca, you would love a score here and get that fast clock moving, as I think they're having a question on the spot. Should be an automatic first down no matter.
Well, if it's a personal foul variety, isn't that 15 yards?
Yes.
And they marked it 10. Unless, well, they marked it from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, because it was at the 37, 38, which that would be correct.
Probert's ready to call. He's in the huddle ready to make another call here on this one.
Yeah, Seneca's ready to go.
The officials still got some sorting out to do. 1:22 to go. Game brought to you tonight by Four State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, Langford Insurance, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Happy Egg, Campbell Biddicombe Funeral Home, The Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust.
And
so they're still trying to sort some things out here. That far side judge and the referee are just having a lot of things they're trying to sort out. They've picked up the ball again. They had it at the 23, and we get a delay of game on the officials. It's muggy. These players are ready to get, and they're going to mark it up a few more yards. So I think it's going to be 15 from the previous spot.
Yeah, must be. Must be from the line of scrimmage.
So they got it all the way up to the 17-yard line for the Indians. So 17 yards. That's not even an extra 5. That's 16 yards. So either way, first down and 10, Seneca. Probert shotgun formation. Going to send Blaze Graham in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Graham. Graham's going to go to the left side. He tucks it up at the 10-yard line, still on his feet. Dives forward, and no signal yet. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Blaze Graham, as he basically dove in from about 5 yards out to reach Pater. If you watch that on the replay, on that jet sweep, got behind blockers. Kai Adams is blocking in front of him. I don't know how he got in there without being down first, because it looked like the ball hit before he did. Either way, touchdown.
The side judge and the back judge were both looking at each other like, did you see if he was in? Did you see if he was in? And we'll call him in.
They called him in.
It's the side judge call.
It looks like the defensive player got offside. The ball never even got snapped. Caden Klaus is still waiting for the ball to come to him, and the defensive player was in the backfield.
So now you could potentially go for 2. Well, there's no point in not declining it because the play never happened. Hilburn wanted it declined.
Replay the down.
I don't know why you just don't accept the half the yards, because then you're at the 1.
Drew Sherwood on to attempt the PAT. It's 9-12. It's been a long second half.
It's been a long since the first quarter.
Kick is up, and kick is good. Drew Sherwood makes it 49-9 with 1:08 to go here in the third quarter on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, Pro Lube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
Pro Lube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
Indian Sports Network, as there's 1:08 to go here in the third quarter play. Seneca will be on a fast clock now. You know, looking back through my yardage here, Seneca had it, let's see, 35-0 with 7:35 to go in the second quarter. And since then, it seems like it's been, and that was probably like at 7:45,
yeah.
It's almost 8 o'clock. And since then, this last hour and a half is just taking forever for this game to get going.
Yeah, I mean, lots of stoppages just due to the fact of Cassville throwing the ball, and then Seneca is not taking a whole lot of time on offense.
Had that last drive by Seneca, 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
That might be one of the longer drives of the night.
Sherwood's going to give this kick. It's going to bounce out to 20 and go out of bounds, be first down and 10 Cassville, unless they decide to. Nope, looks like their offense is going to come out on the field.
I think their offense said nuts to it. We'll just take it at the 35. They kind of learned their lesson from last time.
So be first down and 10 Seneca as the defense gets back to work against Cassville.
You got some of the young kids in there right now.
They got Connor Trueluck, Kanan Miller, Brock Pendergraft, and
56.
Landon Commons on the defensive front. Still got a lot of your secondary, second level, third level guys that started the game in there, but changing things up on the defensive front.
If you don't like the bomb squad, maybe we ought to call them the honing stone because they're the ones that sharpen in the
iron,
varsity.
Yeah, sharpening iron, like we talked about in pregame show. Two receivers split out to the near side whenever Cassville does break the huddle. 2 seconds left. They've got to get it off quickly. Rose is going to try and hand to the second guy through. It's going to be Thompson. He's going to bounce to the outside as Kai Adams came up, and Blaze Graham is just going to come up and take him down. Penalty flag thrown all the way back at the 39-yard line, probably in the area of holding because it looked like maybe Renfro got put to the ground or maybe Trueluck.
It is holding.
It is holding.
So instead of second down and 5, second down and 4, it'll be first down and about 16.
Man, Ben, you're on that math tonight.
Well, you know, every once in a while, I can get things right. And we are in fast clock situation, but holding penalty will stop the clock until
he winds it.
Until he winds it. Yeah.
He didn't take any time on that one.
You wish it was like basketball where you're shooting free throws and the clock just continues to wind even while they're talking through the penalty.
Well, here's the bad thing. Cassville takes forever out of the huddle. They like to snap the ball with 2 seconds, 1 second left on the play clock. That's only going to hurt them.
Yeah.
You know, eating up a lot of time in the huddle. Split back formation. Rose going to go under center. Going to look to throw the quick hitter to Roark. Roark's going to take it in, and Sherwood's going to throw him out of bounds, but that's going to keep the clock going because it's a turbo clock.
But yeah, that's not a bad job there by Sherwood of forcing him out of bounds because he didn't have a whole lot of help behind him. So shucked him out of bounds, and it's still second down and long.
Yeah, he's playing man-to-man, so he's going to – and plenty of room, so he's going to give him a little bit of ground. You know, I always told the receivers, you can lose the battle, just don't lose the war.
And they may not get off a snap here to end the
I don't
third
think
quarter.
they will as long. Well, they get out of that huddle, though, with 1 second left on the play clock and somehow get a playoff sometimes, too. That's going to do it for the third quarter of action here. Seneca leads 49-9 as we go to the fourth quarter on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Hi, this is Jamie Langford with Langford Insurance at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, Missouri. My wife Terry and I are proud to serve our local community and support local high school student athletes. Langford Insurance specializes in life, agribusiness, commercial, and personal insurance needs. Please stop by and see us at our office or call us at 417-776-LIFE or visit us at www.midaminsurance.com.
And we welcome you back as you got some other guys getting some playing tonight. Jude King's going to check in. Silas Ball checking in Also checking in for the Indians, Easton Haynes, younger brother of Hunter Haynes. Brant Laughlin at the safety position. And it's going to be a handoff to the second guy through. That's going to be five. He gets out of that somehow. They didn't quite take him down. Stolen Oiler is going to save a touchdown on that far sideline as he got all the way to the 40-yard line. So a big run there for Cassville.
Who was that over there on that left cornerback?
Stone Oiler coming off his block to make that one deep downfield.
That was a pretty good tackle in the open field.
34-yard carry. It's the longest rush for Cassville tonight on that play. 11:30 to go here in this one. Split out to the far side this time is James, Riley James. Roark going to be split out to the near side. He's going to be matched up against Easton Haynes. Laughlin going to be over here cheating over to this near side. It's going to be a handoff to the first guy through. He's going to make a couple stutter steps. That's going to be Thompson with the ball carry. And coming up to make the tackle is Jude King, as well as number 56, Landon Commons. Good job by King to fill in there and make the tackle.
Well, we talk all the time about, the JV guys last year getting a lot of playing time, and it only would help them this year. And you can kind of say the same thing here. You're one game in, but this will only help them down the road.
Looks like Sizemore is being carted off with a Gator on the far sideline, taken over to, I guess, the EMTs if they're still here. It looked like it was a significant enough an injury for that to happen. Quickly on the ball now, wishbone formation is Rose. Rose going to roll out to her right. Looks like a design quarterback run. And coming up to make the play is, I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. I can't see on that far side. It looks like Brant Laughlin coming up to make the play, and they got a Cassville player cramping once again.
Like we said, it did get, it rained here for about 2 hours before kickoff, and then it quit about 45 minutes, 50 minutes before kickoff. Well, I would say about 60 minutes, and it cooled it down. But then as soon as that sun came back out, it got hot and it got muggy. And it has been that way all evening long.
The Cassville player is going to try to limp over to the sideline. I'm not sure. It's number 13 for Cassville, Hunter Morrison. There's not even coaches out there trying to help him off the field. Finally, there comes the head coach to help him off the field. For a while, it was just a player trying to stretch out the other player as they stop the clock. But since they stopped the clock, he has to come out of the game. 10:22 to go, 49-9 your score. 49-9 your score here as Seneca leads this one.
You think about it. You mentioned, they had to bring a guy down the Gator, so the training staff for Cassville wasn't around to help him.
3rd down and 3. Ball on the 33. Rose, wishbone formation behind him, is going to give it off the second guy through. He's got a lot of green in front of him. One guy giving chase, and nobody's going to catch Roark as he takes it in from 33 yards out.
And it was a good job there by the other guy because he almost looked like he wanted to put a hand on a Seneca player, and he didn't because that would have been a block in the back.
And I don't think the Seneca sideline's too happy with that because Seneca has subbed out a lot of their guys. Very obvious they subbed their guys in. They kept Roark in there to take that one in from 33 yards out when this game is out of hand. There's no way they can come back from a 40-point deficit to try to put any, I guess they're trying to keep it respectable.
And I think that stops the fast clock as well, so that might be part of their thinking.
33 yards for Roark on that one. On to attempt the PAT is Harros. And that's a good kick through the uprights. 49-15 is your score. 9:55 to go here in the fourth quarter on the KNO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
And we welcome you back to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. 9:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. Seneca leading 49-14.
16.
Thank you, 16. Hans' team is on for Seneca as a left-footed kicker, Logan Wingo. They were able to recover one earlier in the first half. So you got Klaus and Laughlin and Ryan Owens on that far side, and that's probably where he's going to go to because he's left-footed. I don't know. They may change things up.
I was going to say, Seneca, after that first one that was muffed, they've gotten their hands guys in there, and they've done a good job.
And awaiting the go-ahead from Wingo. He's already got the whistle, so just waiting on his steps. And it's, again, another squib kick that's going to be fielded. It's going to go between the hands of Kai Adams, but he's able to turn around and jump right back on top of it.
And Ryan Owens fell on top of him to make sure that no Cassville players went in between somehow to grab the ball.
Ball at the 42-yard line, Seneca's own 42-yard line.
I think we're seeing a lot of second stringers out there for Seneca.
You got Brant Laughlin out there at quarterback now. You got Gentry Barnes coming on to play in the offensive line. You got Caden Budd out there now. He's going to check out. Coming on now is number 46, Paxton Brugel, and number 38, Stone Euler coming out there as well. So these guys are going to play on Monday night. They're getting a little bit of action tonight. Laughlin going to break the huddle. I think that's ball to the right of him. Silas Ball, 2 receivers to the near side. And it's going to be Laughlin keeping it to the right side, getting behind his blockers, makes a jump cut, makes another guy miss, staying on his feet, getting up across the 45-yard line to the 46. Good run there by Laughlin, a 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, good job by him following his blockers.
Looks like Cassville has finally subbed out some guys on their. Looks like everybody on their defensive front is new for Cassville. So Laughlin going to take that one for 4. As it's 2nd down and 6. Low snap. Handoff is going to go to Ball. Ball's going to bounce to the right side. He gets tripped up from behind. Coming up to make the play is Cash Smith for.
But he got the first down, it looks like. They did say he got enough for the first down there. So
they needed to get 6.
And he got 6.
They're going to say Silas Ball got 6. 1st down and 10.
And
Ball placed at the 48. Go ahead.
If you're Seneca, you're just trying to milk this clock as much as possible.
Same formation once again. 2 receivers split out to the far side. And it's going to be Laughlin taking it right up the middle. He's at the 45, spinning forward, and finally brought down at the 41. Good job. Good way to stay on his feet there by Brant Laughlin. A 7-yard pickup, 2nd down and 3.
Seneca offense, Seth, with all those guys missing, it doesn't seem like they've missed a beat here tonight. 49 points and still 8:40 to go in the contest.
There's some, we got a lot of post game to talk about here, but we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. There's 8:35 to go in this one. Laughlin shotgun formation once again. Low snap. Handoff's going to go to Ball. Ball's able to run into one guy, keeps his feet driving. He's not going to. And they got face mask. Clearly a face mask on number 9, Freed. No penalty flag thrown, but he had all of his face mask and wasn't even letting go.
Looks like they gave him a yard on the play. A good job by Laughlin to pick up 2 straight low snaps.
And then shove it right where it needed to be as Ryer Owens checks into the game as well as Jackson French. 2 receivers to the far side. Kanan Miller in at the H-back position. Laughlin, shotgun, handoff. No, it's going to be Laughlin keeping it right up the middle. Runs in the defensive lineman. He's going to be just shy. He didn't go down easy. I think they're going to mark him back to the 39-yard line, so just a gain of 1. It's going to be 4th down and 1.
Yeah, he just kind of ran into a wall there. Looked like he had an opportunity to get a couple of yards, but just ran into somebody.
7:36 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. Seneca leading 49-16. Receivers to each side this time for Laughlin. And handoff's going to go to Ball. He's going to make the first guy miss. Oh, good second effort by Silas Ball, reaching out and getting enough for the first down to keep it in Seneca's possession here late in the game. Great job by that young man. He knew where he needed to get to, and he fought for it and got there. Good job.
Yeah, he needed 1 and got about 1.5.
He got stunned right at the line of scrimmage, and then he just kept his forward momentum going and reached out and made sure he got to the sticks. Split out to the far side is Brugel and Euler. Laughlin shotgun formation, 7 minutes to go. And it's going to be Laughlin keeping it. Going to try to bounce it out to the outside. One of the big old linemen jumps on his back. Going to take him down. Maybe no gain on the play, I think is what they're going to say. A little bit of a mesh point in the background, a little in the backfield, a little bit not as crisp as what they'd probably like to see it be. That's okay.
The big thing here for Seneca is, yes, you're gaining yards, but you're also just milking the clock.
6:30 to go. We'll be under 6:30 after this ball is snapped. Caden Budd checking in for the Indians. That's going to be Laughlin keeping it, trying to get to the outside, blocking downfield by Silas Ball. He's going to spring it even further out to the outside, gets across the 30-yard line. Going to be spilled out of bounds right at the 29. I think his helmet came off, so Laughlin's going to have to check out for a play.
3rd down and about 2, so they are going to need a quarterback.
3rd down and 2. Probert's going to have to check back in.
For one play here, and he's probably going to just have a QB carry here quickly. And now Seneca going to call the timeout.
Personal timeout. Officials timeout for a water break. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. We'll be back right after this.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
And welcome back here on the KNEO Sports Network. 49-16 your score as Seneca leads this one. 3rd down and about 2 coming up for the Indians.
Everyone at the Neosho Daily News wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. And to keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule, be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, KNEO 917 Sports.
Shotgun formation for the Indians.
It was
Handoff's going to go to Ball. Ball's going to speed through the line of scrimmage and get enough for the 1st down inside the 35-yard line to about the 32.
So Probert did have to take that
one snap, yeah.
And now Laughlin will come back out. But a good job there by the Indians of getting a nice chunk of yardage.
8-yard pickup for Silas Ball on that carry as Laughlin will check back in now. 5:28 to go in this one. Handoff's going to be Laughlin going to throw a dump pass to Kanan Miller, and he's going to get hit immediately as he was trying to get blockers downfield for him set up. And I believe that was, Miller there on that one just didn't quite have enough momentum and couldn't shed off the one defender right there in his face. Brant Laughlin's first varsity. He may have played last year against Springfield Catholic week 2, so I don't want to say it was his first pass completion of his career.
Yeah, because a lot of guys got some playing time as there's a run by Laughlin.
He's going to go to the right side, bouncing around, keeping his feet turning. Good effort there by Brant Laughlin. Get down to about the 13-yard line. Pick up of about 9 on the play. Second is going to be 3rd down and 1.
And like we said, this has been a long, sustained drive for the Indian, and the biggest thing is they're just chunking up the clock.
2 receivers the far side this time for Laughlin. Low snap, going to hand it off to Silas Ball. Just a straight run right up the middle. Got enough for the 1st down, make it 1st down and goal at the 6.
And, Coach, I think you got to love the effort here of the offensive line, 2nd string, and they're still able to move Cassville.
Oh, you know the kids love it out here, and this is what it's all about, is getting these guys down here. They can smell the goal line, and let's see if we can't punch it in for another score.
Shotgun formation once again. 2 receivers on the near side. Handoff's going to go to Ball right up the middle. He's going to get his feet taken out from underneath him right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play. 2nd down and goal.
See if you do a quarterback run here. See if you do what they did last year a lot was bring in that 2nd extra H-back as an extra blocker, and whether it be a running back or quarterback, you have that extra blocker in there, and they do bring in an H-back.
Kanan Miller in there, H-back. And it's going to be Laughlin keeping it to the right side. He's got Green in front of him. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Brant Laughlin. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Good job by Laughlin. Great blocking, down blocking by the entire offensive line as it looked like it was going to go to the left with Silas Ball. And there was all types of green. And he just had one defender to beat the safety, and Laughlin made him miss for the touchdown.
Yeah, good job by the right side of that offensive line, just washing him down, letting Brady Laughlin do his thing.
Seneca going to go for 2 now. 55-16 your score. And it's going to be a handoff to Ball. Ball's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to get wrapped up and taken down short of the goal line.
But the clock, once again, should wind once you get the kickoff.
55-16 your score. 3:29 to go here in the 4th quarter on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Hey, it's that time of year again on Friday.
And we welcome you back here. 3:29 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. 55-16 your score. Seneca leading this one.
They need a ball.
I tell you.
Cassville's on the wrong side of the ball, too.
Yeah. I tell you what you got to love is after the JV boys that have punched it in, scored, ran it right down their throat, the senior guys were out here with the water. The senior boys come off the field with the water, giving them guys all water because they know, they appreciate it as well.
Family first type of mentality. That's what helps you build a good program and everybody helping each other out and looking out for each other. Back deep to receive for Cassville, number 5, Gautney. So this looks like their number 1 return team out there for Cassville. And Seneca's got a lot of their second kickoff coverage guys out there. High short kick that's going to be fielded by number 13, Morse. Morse is trying to make a couple guys miss, staying on his feet, and then it's going to be brought down to the ground quickly by number 73, Landon Hartjay. Hartjay doing a good job there on that one to get downfield and make the tackle. Ball's going to be placed at the 36-yard line. Clock should run, and it shouldn't stop unless Cassville should score. Ball at the 36.
We'll see if Cassville brings out their second team offense here.
55-16.
It looks like a different quarterback is out there for Cassville, so it might be their second string finally.
First down and 10, ball at their own 36-yard line. Split back formation behind Cassville. They got to get one player off the field. It's going to be a handoff to the second guy through. He's going to be stood up at the line of scrimmage. Now he's going to be just fighting forward. Jude King coming in there to make the play as well as Hartjay. It's going to make it second down. Ball placed at the 44-yard pickup, second down and 6. Silas Ball checking out for the Indians. Jude King checking out for the Indians. Now ball's going to stay out there. Checking out for the Indians, Lucas Stevens. One receiver split out to the near side for Cassville, Chase Ruark. Split back formation behind their quarterback. It's going to be a handoff to the second guy through. And it's going to be driven backwards. Good job by, I think it's Jagger Wilson. Good hit by Jagger Wilson to drop him.
Yes.
Coming in to replace Jagger now is Ryder Owens, younger brother of Ryan Owens. Pick of about 3 on the play. Third down and 3 at the 43. 1:45 to go in this one. Man, this basically since the 7-minute mark in the second half, this game has just taken forever to get through. 9:35 here, almost 3 hours for your first game of the season. Split back formation. And it's going to be a handoff to the second guy through. Silas Ball is going to hit him and stop him short of the line to gain, make it 4th down and 1. Ball at the 45.
Should only have a couple more snaps here. I mean, obviously, Cassville needs a first down first, as they're going to get some of the freshmen in now for Indians, and I think everybody is going to get at least one play here tonight, as everybody is excited about that.
4th down and 1 for Cassville. It's going to be a handoff. The first guy through. He did not get it as Silas Ball comes through. Now I think they're going to say he got enough. His forward progress was enough, but good hit. Good job by the linebacker, Silas Ball. Listed at 5'8", 170, the sophomore. Checking in for the Indians, number 67, Journey Williams. 39 seconds, probably the last play of the game.
Yeah, I don't think he got there personally, but my opinion doesn't matter.
They got to have one more play because there's 16 seconds left on the play clock, and there's a lot more left on the game clock. 12-second differential. Caden Bunn split out to the far side. Now they're going to take Silas Ball away from the line of scrimmage, as he has made several plays. It looks like Crane is lined up off sides. It's going to be a design quarterback run to the backside. Noah Carroll is in there giving chase. Good job to see Noah out there on the field. And that'll do it for the game, as there's 2 seconds, 1 second. Seneca wins their home opener, 55-16 here in week 1 at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. We'll be back with the postgame show right after this.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Hey, it's that time of year again. On Friday nights, you can come out and watch the Seneca Indians play football. And then on Sundays, let me invite you to come right next door to the Seneca football field to the Seneca Church of Christ. On Sundays, we have Bible classes for all age groups at 9 a.m. and worship services at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. On Wednesdays, we have Bible classes at 7 p.m. And on Tuesday mornings during the school year, we have Devo and Donuts at 7 a.m. for all junior high and high school students. We love to have you come visit us. We are proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Go Indians!
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have pre-arranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you are growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
If you've ever watched American Idol, you know it can be quite entertaining as people do almost anything for attention and a chance to reach the top. But after seeing person after person either pass or fail, it makes you wonder, is being someone important really what we should be striving for? Isn't there more to life than that? What really fulfills a person? Well, it actually isn't a what, but a who. It's Jesus. He has a purpose for your life. Find out more. Call 888-NEED-HIM or chat with us live at needhim.org.
Looking for a bank that puts community first? Look no further than First Community Bank. With our friendly service, convenient locations, and a wide range of financial products and services, we're here to meet all your banking needs. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a home, or starting a business, we're committed to helping you achieve your financial goals. Come experience the First Community Bank difference today. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Gas and Snack in Seneca is proud to support the Seneca Indians and be a part of the Seneca community. With 2 locations in the Seneca area, 1608 Cherokee and just north of Highway U on Highway 43, they offer gas as well as pop and a variety of other snacks. The Gas and Snack in Seneca, Missouri is owned by Nick and Sandra Whitehead, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4646 4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
And we welcome you back. The post-game show here tonight brought to you by Crowder College and the Seneca School District, and Daryl Harbaugh has a couple players for you.
Got Caden Klaus and Roman Miller down here right now. And Caden, I know you got starting that senior year. What's it mean? What's it feel like to finally get that first win under here, your senior year right off the bat?
It feels amazing, and there's no better place than getting to start off the season at home. Great environment. Got to give thanks to everyone that showed out tonight. Like the student section, they were all awesome. Great for them to be here. Just great environment.
Well, I know you broke one loose out here on this. I think it's in the second quarter or something. Ran it in there for a touchdown. A great run from the outside. It looked like the offensive line was doing, kind of what they were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, nothing can get done without the linemen. It all starts with the linemen. You got to give props to them.
Oh yeah, and made a few good passes on the outside too. And the running game, the passing game looked like it was working tonight. You don't know?
Thank you, I guess.
Let's talk to Roman Miller for a second. Roman, starting to tailback. I don't even know what you guys call it now. Is that T-back? What is it?
Yeah, we call it halfback, tailback.
Halfback, tailback?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you got started. You got some good runs. Mm-hmm. Ran over a few people, too, out there tonight.
Yeah, got to give props to the O-line. I couldn't do anything without them. They're amazing, especially having as many return as we did. But, yeah, I just got to give props to them. I could never do it by myself.
Well, I know they got to block their guys and all that stuff like that, but those safeties coming up, they're not really designed to, pick up safeties, and you got to take care of them, which you did tonight.
Yeah, that's what Coach Nape works with us a lot. We're always working on trying to run through the safety and not get tackled by a safety and risk not scoring a touchdown.
Well, you guys did a great job tonight. Congratulations on the first win of the season. We're going to send it back up to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Caden Klaus and Roman Miller down there. Big nights for those two guys here to open the season. And we said this throughout several times throughout the broadcast tonight, but it seemed like that first quarter and a half, first quarter and 4 minutes went by so quickly. We were through that in probably about 35, 40 minutes. And then from there till about halfway through the fourth quarter, it took about 2 hours. And the game just kind of drug on. But those guys conditioned well. Nobody cramping up. Too bad for the Indians. I think Hunter Haynes cramped up one time, and they kind of took him out for the rest of the game, letting him recover for next week because there's a big one next week, and we'll talk about that here momentarily. Looking in that second half stats, Seneca, 10:46 time of possession, 23 plays, 193 drive chart yardage. For the Cassville Wildcats, 13-14 time of possession, 24 plays, 90 yards. So for the game tonight, Seneca 25-35 time of possession, 68 plays, 533 yards. So that's from the drive chart yardage. That includes penalties and everything else. And for Cassville, 22-25, 46 plays, 183 yards. Looking at your Seneca stats, let's start with Cassville. Let's start with Cassville stats. So make you a little teaser, make you wait around for the Seneca stats. Bodie Rose, he completed 8 of 18 passes for 125 yards, 125 yards net, and they had 73 rushing yards tonight. Gwatney was 4 for 46. He had one big long carry that was 34 yards. Roark had 3 carries for 54 yards. Thompson had 6 carries for 5 yards, and Rose had 7 carries for 14 yards as Coach Hilburn makes his way up here, and he's going to grab a headset here momentarily as I finish up these stats for you. Roark was the big target for the Wildcats tonight, 7 receptions for 126 yards. Thompson had 1 for -1 yards. Now, for the Seneca Indian stats, the moment that you've all been waiting for. Actually, you've probably just been waiting for Coach Hilburn more importantly, but for the Seneca stats tonight, I knew I was going to say Gavin Klaus at some point during the season. I did it right there. Caden Klaus, 4 of 10 tonight for 80 yards. On the ground tonight, I was going to say Braxton Graham, but that's not. It's Blaze Graham, 2 carries for 31 yards. Kai Adams, 1 carry for 14 yards. Roman Miller, 17 carries, 146 yards. Brody Probert, 10 carries, 85 yards. Caden Klaus, 11 carries for 114 yards. And you got some guys coming in also. The younger guys, don't want to leave them out, but Scribner, 1 carry. He had that fumble recovery. Brant Laughlin had 8 carries for 42 yards. Silas Ball, 5 carries for 16 yards. Graham had the 1 reception for 29 yards. Miller had 1 reception for 26 yards. Hunter Haynes, 1 reception for 9 yards. And Hagen Ginger, 1 reception for 16 yards, 391 on the ground, 80 through the air tonight. And I'm joined now by the head coach of the Seneca Indians, Coach Cody Airborne. First off, congratulations on a big one tonight, home win tonight.
Yeah, thank you. It's always good to get the first one.
Boy, the rain came in. We thought we were going to have a cooler evening, and that humidity picked up. Coming off the field, that water evaporate, man, it just made for a muggy condition. And your guys are well conditioned. Only one guy really cramping up tonight. Props to your coaching staff for getting these guys ready to go tonight. It's going to be a hot night.
Yeah, it's always tough deciding what to do, and then we put them out there in the heat of the day, and just kind of we wanted to make sure we were acclimated, and you're always nervous about that and doing the right thing or you're not. But it's 2 years in a row. I think we've handled it the right way. Like you said, we have one kid cramped tonight, and he's one of our most conditioned kids I think we have. So he would never been my first pick for someone to cramp. But no, I think we did a pretty good job with our conditioning. Obviously, tons of stuff to clean up, but it's week one.
And last year, week one was one of the hottest weeks that Missouri had the entire season, that week leading up to week one. This week, not as bad. Still a really warm week. And the other team, Aurora, last year had several guys cramping up throughout the field, throughout the game. Tonight, last year, your guys didn't cramp up too much. Tonight, your guys not cramping up, so good job by them. Let's talk about how you guys started the game very quickly. Got off to a good start. 7 plays, 66 yards, 2 minutes off the clock, 2.5 minutes off the clock, and just went right to work immediately, picking up basically where he left off on the offensive side of the football to start this game. Yeah,
our game plan coming out was, we returned 6 offensive linemen that started games for us, and I said it all offseason, we're going to rely on them early on. I told them in our pregame talk is that we were going to run the ball in between the tackles on that first drive, and that's how we were going to settle in, and I think they established the line of scrimmage, and anytime you can do that, it kind of sets up everything else for your offense.
You had the 2-quarterback system working for tonight. Probert having a big game for you on the ground, having 85 yards, and then Caden Claus, even bigger game, 114 yards, and then even a bigger game by Roman Miller. You got 3 guys, one of them almost to the century mark and 2 eclipsing the century mark. Roman Miller eclipsed the century mark in the first quarter, had 102 yards in the first quarter. Those guys up front setting the tone, but those guys picking up where those skill guys that you lost at graduation last year, picking up right where they left off.
Yeah, we got, I said we got a 3-headed monster tonight, but really 4. We didn't get to Kai Adams very much tonight, but Kai's had a good offseason, and we got full trust in him to get in there as well. But, yeah, the quarterback system, I haven't did that since 2018 when I was at Carthage, and didn't know how it would really work out. We had a plan for what that looked like, but I was really pleased with both of them. For one, it gives us an opportunity if Coach Crane needs to talk to one of them coming off a defensive series, and he can talk with one of them as they catch their breath, as one of them starts the drive, and then here comes the other one. So for one, they've both handled it really well, and they both do a really good job of being leaders and running our offense.
Well, you talk about, we spoke about that during the game. As one point, Klaus was on there for a little bit, and then he came off to the sideline talking to one of your guys. It just works out and gives them a breather, too, because both those guys start on defense and are big contributors on the defensive side of the football. Brody kind of sliding down to that nickel back position. Klaus back there flying around from the strong safety position, if you will. Both those guys play on both sides of the ball, so a good breather for them is going to do them a lot of good in longevity.
Yeah, that's what and I've talked to them about that, and obviously the quarterback position's a big deal, but when I met with them, I told them I wanted to be secondary to their defensive position. And you don't say that very often about the quarterback spot, but I told them to just focus on being their best version of themselves on defense, and we're going to make the quarterback spot work. We'll do, because they both understand our offense so well. We can make it work, and I think we saw that tonight.
Let's switch over now to the defensive side of the football. At one point, I asked the guys during a commercial break, I said, how many yards do you think Seneca's held, or how many yards do you think Cassville has so far total offense? I think they've been through 2 or 3 possessions. And one of them said 10, one of them said 25. 1 yard. 1 yard at one point, I think, through 3 possessions that Cassville had. So your defense just really came out to work. Now, they started picking apart a little bit in the secondary later on about their 4th drive of the game, but really came out ready to play, shutting the run game out, which is very hard to do because Cassville comes right to the line of scrimmage, 2 seconds, 1 second left on the play clock, and they're snapping the ball. You don't really get a chance to shift.
Yeah, that was something else. Those same guys that we talk about that we had returning, they flip around and play our defensive line too. So we talked about that too, is we wanted to make them one-dimensional. I wish we would have did a better job once we made them one-dimensional. But that's a lot of guys in our secondary their first time out, and they're already they made some adjustments at halftime and did a much better job in the second half. But I don't want to say I'm glad that happened. But it was a very good learning moment for them. They needed to be tested tonight, and then we can go in this weekend and next week and make some corrections.
Our pregame show, we were talking about how the secondary was going to be really green, but we had Blake Hearn come in his junior year, not playing football for several years, and he was able to adapt to Coach Crane's system pretty quickly. Kai Adams, a play he's been waiting. I know he's been chomping the bit to come in and play because he had Morgan Vaughn and Jack Mars in front of him last year. made that play. I think it was on an option or maybe it was a quarterback rollout, and just absolutely put the hit on Rose, the quarterback, and the ball goes on the ground, and Seneca's able to, I didn't see who got the recovery, but Seneca's able to recover and put you guys in good field position, score a couple plays later.
I think the thing that has really helped us is playing late in the postseason, what it does for our young kids. And they get an extra 5 weeks of football to play against Morgan Vaughn, Jack Mars, and those guys, and you see how much better that makes them, and you carry that into the offseason. And those guys, hopefully that helps us never have a real lull in what we're doing. We got guys that, yes, they're brand new, they're going to make mistakes, but physically they're ready to play, and I think we saw that.
We went back in the pregame show, talked about the 1975-ish team where it was ones and ones on both sides of the ball during practice. Iron sharpening iron. That's the mentality you have when you got 6 guys on your offensive line that started at some point last year with you. Then you're flipping over, and you're getting your other guys coming up behind them, having to go against those number ones on the defense. It's only going to make your team better in the long run.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, like, before we wholesaled our defense, we went with 4 new defensive linemen that can. I mean, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, there are 4 guys that could roll, and they played some throughout, but we put those 4 in and really didn't miss a beat. So those guys are hammering each other Tuesdays and Wednesdays through practice, and I don't want to say. I mean, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are hard, and it resembles a Friday night, and hopefully we see adversity then, and we're better at adapting to it when we see it on Friday night.
Well, congratulations again. One quick statement. Blaze Graham, probably the most spectacular catch I've ever seen a player make. Tipping it to him. I thought he lost it, tipping him to himself, able to haul it in with one hand down the side. Just that guy's been waiting out last year with some injuries to, I think, a knee injury last year. Maybe the year before that had a knee injury, but making his presence known tonight, both sides of the ball, is Blaze Graham.
Yeah, he's got tremendous ball skills, and we have some kids like that. We just have to fine-tune that craft a little bit, in our spacing and the little things. But I'm telling you, this film is going to be huge for us. I normally we don't spend a ton of time with our team. Our coaches do, but as a team, we normally don't spend a ton of time on the previous week. This is a week we're going to spend some time, and we're going to learn, and we're going to get better from it, hopefully, and hopefully some of those corrections will show up next Friday night.
All right, Coach, got Mount Vernon at home for week 2 next week. We'll talk a little bit about that as we go forward, and we'll meet you and have the coaches show next week. Thanks a lot.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right. That's Coach Cody Hilburn of the Seneca Indians. Again, victorious tonight by a score of 55-6. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or therapists can help you get back in the game. Now, let's go back live to the stadium for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network.
And welcome to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Running through your scores tonight, starting with the Big 8. Of course, your final here tonight, 55-16. Lamar just edging past McDonald County tonight by a score of 32-29. Mount Vernon squeaking by even more. 1-point victory over Aurora, 7-6. Mount Vernon will come to town the next week. East Newton gets their first victory on the season by a score of 21-13 over Springfield Catholic Fighting Irish. And Nevada over Monette tonight by a score of 44-22.
In the COC conference, Neosho going to pick up their first win. They're up 44-13 late in the fourth quarter against Glendale. Again, this game was delayed, so this game is going to be a while before its final. Webb City has a 14-7 lead over Lebanon in the second quarter. Carthage all over Waynesville, 55-7. Joplin beats Kickapoo 30-7. Nixa all over Republic, 49-14. And Ozark over Willard, 50-13.
Now the newly formed Ozark Mountain Conference. Hillcrest over Central, third quarter score 26-0. Marshfield over Parkview at the half, 6-0. Osage over Bolivar, 35-0. Capital City all over Carl Junction, 45-7. Seneca will meet them on down the road here, I think in week 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then Reed Spring over Logan Rogersville, 8-0. So a lot of low-scoring affairs tonight and several close contests.
And another one that had some shifts in it was the Mid-Lakes Conference. Stratford is beating Liberty 34-22 in the fourth. Fairgrove beating Mountain Grove 41-20 in the third. Ava all over Buffalo 56-14. That's a final. Clever beat Miller 23-12. And Forsyth blanks Father Tolton 30-0.
And in the Southwest Conference, Diamond and Ash Grove last check 6-6 third quarter. May have been a little bit delayed there. It is at Diamond, so we'll see. Marionville over Stockton 36-14. So the Class 1 champions get right back off to their winning ways. 36-14 over Stockton. Pierce City and Houston. Houston winning that one 42-39. Sarcoxy over Skyline 41-18.
8-man and independent scores for you. Archie over Lockwood 40-38 in the fourth quarter. Jasper beats Osceola 22-6. And New Heights outscores Rich Hill 82-24. High-scoring game there.
New Heights, formerly College Heights, now New Heights.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the Oklahoma scores right after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
And we welcome you back into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We were going to go through the Oklahoma scores, but we don't have any that were too outstanding that we want to mention to you. We're going to go back through the Big 8 scores once my Final Drive Scoreboard Show reloads here on my app. Make sure you download that app. Here it comes. Seneca again victorious tonight, 55-16. Lamar over McDonald County, 32-29. Mount Vernon edging out Aurora, 7-6. East Newton over Springfield Catholic, 21-13. And Nevada over Monette, 44-22. Let me go up and check one more score real quick. Nothing changed as far as the Webb City game or the Neosho game. That's going to do it for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Post-game show tonight, sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District. For our cameraman, Landon Reiser, Coach Darryl Harbaugh on the sideline, Ben Wolcott, I'm Seth Wilson saying so long from
Daniel Moore as well.
Daniel Moore, yes, a scoreboard producer for us tonight. Sorry, Daniel, forgot all about that one there. Thank you, Daniel, for keeping us up to date on those scores. So for all those gentlemen, I'm Seth Wilson saying so long from Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. Again, your Indians victorious tonight, 55-16. Join us next week as the Indians will host the Mount Vernon Mountaineers here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports.
This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.